A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Autolite and its 98,000 dealers bring you Mr. Van Heflin in tonight's presentation of Suspense. Tonight, Autolite presents the story of a duel, an incomplete duel, since one of its participants chooses to wait and owe his adversary the shot. Our star, Mr. Van Heflin. It's Joe College, football's most faithful follower. Hey, did you go to the game Saturday, Joe?
No, and my battery didn't go either. It was out of order and dead as last year's schedule. Never did see my alma mater.
Well, you should see your Autolite battery dealer for an Autolite Stay Full. The battery that needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use.
Only 3 times a year, Harlow?
Yes, sir, and that Stay Full never loses a play. Fiberglass retaining mats protect every positive plate to reduce shedding and flaking. And give that Autolite Stay Full longer life, as proved by tests conducted according to accepted life cycle standards. So, friends, see your Autolite battery dealer. He's an expert at servicing all makes of batteries. To quickly locate him, phone Western Union by number and ask for Operator 25.
I'll tell you where to get an Autolite Stay Full, the battery that needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use.
And remember, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite. Oh, by the way, last week, because of a failure in our technical facilities, many of you wrote that you were unable to hear the finish to last week's program. Well, we are mimeographing the last 5 minutes of the show and mailing them to you as quickly as we can. We really didn't intend to keep you in suspense this long. And now, Autolite presents transcribed The Shot, starring Mr. Van Heflin, hoping once again to keep you in suspense.
Well, Jerry, good morning to you, Mr. Peyton. And to all of you other gentlemen. Everyone's here, I see.
You're late, Rose.
Dawn. A minute or two, one way or the other, certainly can't make too much difference. Besides, I stopped to pick these. Cherry, anyone? No? They're delicious.
For a man who's about to die, you don't seem too concerned.
Oh, I am concerned, Peyton. Here's a whole hatful of delicious cherries that certainly have to be eaten. On the other hand, Peyton, I'm not certain that I have to die.
We'll see about that. Did you bring a weapon?
Mm-hmm. Right here. And I notice you're all ready.
Let's get on with this.
You will draw lots, gentlemen.
Of course. It's customary.
Hat, please. The papers in this hat are numbered from 1 to 10. You will each draw a paper. The man who receives the highest number will give the first shot. Is that agreeable?
Yes. Of course, of course. After you, Lieutenant Peyton. And good luck, sir.
Your draw, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Peyton?
8. Oh. Now, it seems I've won the first shot, Peyton. I've drawn a 10.
Then it's settled. Back to back. You will pace away until the count is completed. Mr. Rawls has the first shot. Understood?
Mm-hmm.
Understood.
Is anyone present here who finds this not an honorable way to settle the dispute between these two men? Are you ready, gentlemen?
All ready?
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Mr. Peyton, you all right? Are you hit?
Stand back. I'm all right. The bullet went through my head.
It's your shot, Lieutenant Peyton.
Yes, I know.
Cherries are wonderful. Well, you seem so anxious to kill me, sir. Do I have to remind you that you have a shot at me?
I wouldn't want to spoil your breakfast.
Don't worry, Peyton. You'll never spoil anything for me. Go ahead, take your shot. Well, you're going to shoot, or you're going to stand there aiming at me?
No. Not now.
Zachary is taking his shot at you. You have to take your shot
Shut
at
up.
him.
I don't have to do anything. Not yet.
You challenged him to a duel, Zachary.
Quiet.
Would you like to take it from here?
No. You don't seem ready for death this morning.
Oh, you're wrong again, sir. I'm always ready for death. All life. You've disappointed me, Peyton.
Have I?
Or perhaps I've disappointed you. At any rate, all of these gentlemen witness that I went through my part of the challenge. You owe me a shot, Peyton. And if you aren't afraid, I'll always be ready for you to take it. Any day, any place.
I'll remember that, Rawls.
Please do, sir. Good day, gentlemen. It's a lovely morning.
Zachary, he'll tell everyone about this. You'll be ruined. You can't expect to stay in the regiment now.
What's the use of depriving him of life when he attaches no value to it?
Nevertheless, you ended the duel your way, and it's not an honorable way.
It's not ended.
What?
I'm still going to take my shot. You heard him, all of you. He owes me a shot. I'll choose the day and I'll choose that place. And then I'll still see if he wants to eat cherries and laugh down the barrel of my gun. Any day, any place.
Are you awake, Mr. Peyton?
What do you want?
I want to speak with you. I've brought your mail.
Well, open the door. Set it there on the table, Mr. Temple. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Oh, I didn't know you had a visitor.
Mr. Stockwell, this is Mr. Temple. He's my landlord.
How do you do, Mr. Temple?
Colonel Stockwell, Virginia Volunteers?
Mr. Stockwell now, Mr. Temple. There's no longer a Confederate Army or a Confederacy.
I forget sometimes, sir. Well, I served under you in the 3rd Volunteers.
Mr. Temple had quite a career as a soldier. He's told me about it every day since I took this room.
Only thing left to talk about now, Colonel. Nothing but carpetbaggers and Yankees.
We all know how it is, Willis.
Yes.
Was there anything else?
Huh? Oh, yes. That's a fine pistol, Mr. Peyton.
You've told me that before, Mr. Temple.
Don't you think so, Colonel? Mr. Stockwell?
I've already admired Mr. Peyton's firearm.
Would you believe how good Mr. Peyton is with it, Colonel? Why, he lays right here on his bed and fires away a little old playing card stuck on the fence post out there in the back. Hits it every time. Some shooting, I declare. Oh, Mr. Peyton practices all the time.
Do you, Zach?
Every day for the last 7 years. Is that all, Mr. Temple?
Huh?
I asked you if that was all. Is there something else you had to say?
Well, I did want to ask, do you have to practice from the window?
I prefer to. You object?
Oh, no, of course not. It's my wife. I mean, Libby don't like it. I keep telling her these are hard times, and we sure appreciate getting a man in here who can pay us a little rent.
Well, then you tell her that I practice shooting at all kinds of light from all kinds of position. I'll continue to do that.
Well, I only asked.
Good day, Mr. Temple.
Yes. Well, good day to you both.
Jim?
No, thanks. You haven't changed too much, Zachary. A little gray.
Well, it's been 7 years now.
Zach, maybe you have changed. That man who was just here.
Scared, shrinking little man. He's frightened.
If I might comment, Zach, you didn't do anything to alleviate that fright.
It's not his wife, that's him. He's frightened of my gun. He knows what I can do with it.
It means nothing to you, has no bearing on your life.
True, but he knows that a gun that can be pointed at a card stuck on a fence can just as easily be pointed at a heart stuck in a man's chest. Well, am I right?
I suppose you are. Would you mind putting them in the case?
Are you afraid too, Jim?
Don't treat me like a Willis Temple, Zachary. I'm your friend. I came here to meet you because you asked me to. Why am I here, Zachary? What do you want of me?
Nothing that'll interfere with your life, Jim. A week ago, I got a letter from Norfolk. It mentioned that an old acquaintance of mine's living here. A man who was an officer in my regiment. His name is Benjamin Rawls.
Oh.
You know him, Jim?
Oh, slightly. I've seen him about town, spoken to him once or twice.
How's he look these days?
Not knowing how he looked when you knew him, I'd say he looks mighty fine, Jim. He's in good health, I think. And he's done better than most of us.
Rawls has always wanted to do very well. How do you mean?
I understand his family lost all they had at Savannah, but there's an English branch that died off and filled in the inheritance. He's very well off.
I suppose he would be. He had a great deal of money when I knew him. And other things.
You mean women?
Is he still ambitious and gallant?
Well, Marcia Pemberton's considered to be a very, very lucky young lady in these parts.
Marcia Pemberton?
The girl he married last week.
Last week, you say?
Yes.
Does he love her?
What?
Do you know if he loves this girl he married?
It's apparent to everyone in town that he loves her very much. When he was courting her, folks in town saw them together often. I saw them. I'd say Ben Rawls is in love the way a man loves only once in his life. Is that what you want to know?
Yes.
Because I'm your friend, Zachary, I'm talking to you about Ben Rawls, but I'm uncomfortable. I don't like talking about a man. You see over there? Large white house on the hill?
Mm-hmm. That's it.
That's where Ben lives. He's right there, Zachary. You can talk to him instead of me.
I'd rather talk to you at the moment.
I won't answer any more questions, Zachary. Think I'll be going.
As you will, Jim.
Zachary, I've asked no questions of you. May I ask one now?
All right, Jim.
Is it the duel? Is that why you want to know these things about Ben Rawls?
Yes. I want to satisfy myself that he's at last found something to live for.
I see. And you're going to call on him?
Tonight. I want to know if he can still laugh down a gun barrel.
I won't let you do this thing, Zachary. There's been enough killing.
Jim!
Yeah?
I'd hate to kill you, too.
Autolite is bringing you Mr. Van Heflin in The Shot, tonight's presentation in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
You know, Harlow, that Autolite stay-full battery reminds me of football.
How come, Joe?
Well, it starts quick as a kick, has the power of a line buck, and has a life longer than a coach's alibi.
But unlike coaches, the Autolite Stay Full needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use. And those fiberglass retaining mats protect every positive plate and reduce shedding and flaking to give that Autolite Stay Full longer life, as proved by tests conducted according to accepted life cycle standards.
So play ball with your Autolite battery dealer.
Right. He's an expert on all makes of batteries. And when you need a new one, he'll recommend the Autolite Stay Full, the battery that states right on the case, needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use. To quickly locate your Autolite battery dealer, phone Western Union by number and ask for Operator 25.
That's right. Call me, Western Union Operator 25.
And remember, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite.
And now, Autolite brings back to our Hollywood soundstage Mr. Van Heflin in Elliot Lewis's production of The Shot, a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Zachary?
Jim Stockwell?
Yes, it's me, Zach. I've been waiting for you to come out of the house, Zachary.
You haven't been waiting alone, Jim. Who are your friends?
This is Paul Yeager, Quincy Talbot. We were in the Army together, Zach. They're from here.
I do, Peyton.
I do.
Falk and Quincy were executive officers for me in the 3rd Cavalry. We served together at Appomattox.
What is it you want, Jim?
You're on your way over to Ben Rawls' house now, is that right?
I told you I was going over there tonight.
I want to talk to you about that some more, Zach. Could we go back upstairs to your room?
No, Jim.
I'd like to very much, Zachary. That's why we waited here for you. I think it's important we talk about it. It's important enough, Zachary, that I've told Falk and Quincy all you told me. They're close friends to me now. I've asked them to assist me.
That's right, Captain. Mr. Stockwell's told us everything.
We can talk right here, Jim. Anything you have to say can be said right here.
Can't we go to the room, Zachary?
You could have come back to the room to talk to me. You didn't want that. You wanted to meet me out here with Falk and Quincy. Come on, Jim, speak up. I'm in a hurry.
The war did many things to all of us, Zach. Everything we thought and lived for is gone now. But we're still men, and we can all recover. Falk and Quincy and I are the only ones who know what you said to me in that room there. You want to kill Ben Rawls tonight. Then this is what the war's done to you, Zach. This is what I want to talk about. Wanting to kill a man in cold blood, a man you haven't seen for 7 years or better, doesn't make sense.
And you and Falk and Quincy are here to see that I don't call on Ben Rawls. Is that it?
We're here to quietly see that you don't do anything foolish. I'm your friend, Zachary. I knew your daddy. I want to see what's the matter, what sickness the war gave you. And I want to help you.
Go home, Jim. Falk, Quincy, this is none of your business.
We can't do that, Zachary. We can't let you kill a man in cold blood.
Let's all go upstairs to your room and talk a bit, Captain. Quincy's got some fine whiskey. Just came in from England. Haven't you, Quincy?
I sure have, Captain. You're a man I've been mighty proud to share it with. Captain, Mr. Stockwell is your friend, and he's thinking of you.
Is Ben Rawls your friend, too, Jim? You trying to protect him?
What I know of Ben Rawls, I told you this afternoon. But you are my friend, and I won't let you go there and do this thing.
Now, you get out of my way.
You'll have to kill me first, Zachary. Kill these 2 boys who've never done you any harm. But I won't let you go over there. Oh, you're a fool, Zachary. A fool. Now stop it. Talk is the only way.
Right, Mr. Stockwell.
Let me down there. Quincy, hand me that whiskey.
Yes, sir. I'll get his head, Mr. Stockwell.
I'm sorry, Zachary. Sometimes we all go about things the wrong way. I'm noted for my poor judgment in many matters.
You stop me, Jim. For the moment. Ask them to wait over there.
All right, Paul, Quincy, over there.
You sure it's all right, Mr. Stockwell?
Captain Peyton is a man of honor.
Come on, sir. Be right over by the trees, sir.
I have to kill him, Jim. I have to before I can ever live again.
There was so much killing. Look what it got us.
I hate him. When you've lived with a hate as I've lived with it, there's nothing else you can do. Why do you think I resigned my commission before the war was over? Why do you think I disappeared from the Confederacy? Why do you think I never returned to my home?
I heard you'd done all those things. I didn't ask any questions, but I know...
Ben is the cause of everything.
Benjamin Rawls. I know he had a reputation for being arrogant and slick when he was an officer, but for underhand...
No. It was nothing underhanded, Jim. It was open-handed. It was a slap.
Rawls slapped?
Yes, one night in front of the whole regiment.
Over what? Why?
A girl. Just a girl that we both liked. I don't even remember her name. Oh, everyone had seen it coming. Until Rawls joined that regiment, I was the most popular officer with my fellow officers, and the ladies...
Zachary, that was then.
And this is now, but my life stopped then. Try to remember how it was then, Jim. In the early stages when the North was dying, not the South. It was so fashionable to be young and reckless and brave and an officer in the Confederate Army. And then to be slapped by a man more brave, more reckless, more of everything. It was too much.
Zach, those days are gone. Forget 'em. The whole way of life is different now.
It's no different for him,
Zach.
and it's no different for me, Jim. You have no right to stop me. You know that.
That's true. But, Zach, can you kill a man for something that happened then?
I can and I will. He shot at me once. Now I owe him a shot. Don't I? Don't I, Jim?
Yes, Zachary, you owe him a shot. Go ahead.
Letting him go, Mr. Stockwell?
Yes, I can't stop him. I can see that now.
If we can't, then...
It's between him and Ben Rawls now.
I understand you have some business with me, sir. I don't usually receive people who refuse to give their names to my servants.
Hello, Rawls. But don't you recognize me?
Peyton. Zachary Peyton.
Exactly. And I do have business with you.
What are you doing here?
Well, I owe you a shot, Rawls. I've come to pay off.
I see.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I told you I always would be.
Yes, you did. And you asked me to remember it. Well, you don't seem quite as certain as you were the last time we met. What's the matter? Is there something wrong?
I believe we were 12 paces before.
Yes. You mind if I count?
I'll count.
As you will, Rose. Back to back?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Oh, shoot, man. Shoot and do it quickly.
Well, you seem in a hurry to die, Mr. Rawls.
Marcia, my wife, she'll be coming home in a minute.
Well, in that case, we'd better get on with it then. Sure. I apologize, Mr. Rawls, that this pistol isn't loaded with cherry stones. You have no idea how often I've dreamed of cherry stone bullets since last we met. I think they'd be somewhat lighter than lead. Oh, this doesn't seem to me like a duel anymore, but just plain murder. And if I'm anything, I will not be called a murderer. You must understand that I've had quite a long lecture on why I shouldn't be doing this. I don't like shooting an unarmed man. Rawls.
What?
There's another pistol in my case. It's all loaded. Would you please take it, and then we could start over? Will you hesitate, Mr. Rawls?
I do not hesitate, sir. I'm ready now.
Go ahead, Mr. Rawls. Your shot.
What?
You may have the first shot. I'm ready. Well, sir, you've broken a candle holder and ruined a picture. Now I truly owe you a shot.
Sam? Sam, dear, what is it? What's the matter? Oh, Benny's all right.
I'm fine, Marcia. Fine. Truly I am.
But the shot. This man.
Now, dear, there's nothing to worry about. Can't you see we're just joking?
Ben.
Don't be so frightened. I'll tell you what. You go out and find Abrams and ask him to bring us some nice wine, and then I'll introduce you to my old friend here.
Tell me, sir. Is my husband telling the truth? Is it true you're just joking?
Oh, he's always joking, Miss Rawls. Once he slapped me in the face for a joke. Another time he put a bullet through my cap for a joke. Just now he fired a gun at me and missed. That's another joke. Now I think I'll have my little joke. In joking.
It's a duel. This is the man Peyton you told me about.
Marcia, this is between us. Now leave the room. This man has a right to shoot at me. I wouldn't have any honor if I didn't allow it. Oh, shoot, Peyton. Shoot, man, and stop making her suffer for me. Will you fire or not?
No. No, I won't fire, Rawls. I'm satisfied. I've seen you afraid. I've forced you to fire at me. That's enough. You'll remember me all of your life, Rawls. I leave you to your conscience. Oh, as for that shot, here it is. Goodbye, Mr. Rawls.
Zachary, you did it. You took your shot.
Yes. I put it in the picture right next to his shot.
Zach, he's alive. You could have killed him, but he's alive.
Oh, he's fine, Jim. And he's still the bravest man I ever met. Let's go, Jim.
Suspense. Presented by Autolite. Tonight's star, Mr. Van Heflin.
This is Harlow Wilcox speaking for Autolite, the world's largest independent manufacturer of automotive electrical equipment. In 28 plants from coast to coast, Autolite makes over 400 products for cars, trucks, tractors, planes, boats, and industry. These products include batteries, such as the famous Autolite Stay Full, ignition-engineered Autolite spark plugs, both standard and resistor types, Autolite starting motors, generators, coils, distributors, voltage regulators, wire and battery cable, and Autolite original service parts for all Autolite electrical systems. Autolite is proud to serve the greatest names in the industry. So, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite.
Next week, with song and story, we tell of a man who couldn't make up his mind. He was looking for a girl, but he didn't know if he wanted her to be alive or dead. My True Love's Hair. Our star, Mr. Jeff Chandler. That's next week on Suspense. Suspense is transcribed and directed by Elliott Lewis, with music composed by Lucian Morowick and conducted by Lud Gluskin. The Shot was adapted for Suspense by E. Jack Newman from the short story by Alexander Pushkin. In tonight's story, Harry Bartell was heard as Stockwell, and Jack Edwards was heard as Rose. Featured in the cast were Jane Webb, Joseph Kearns, Barney Phillips, and James Eagles.
Van Heflin may be seen starring in the Universal International picture Wings of the Hawk.
And remember, next week, Mr. Jeff Chandler in My True Love's Hair.
You can buy Autolite Stay Full batteries, Autolite resistor or standard type spark plugs, and Autolite electrical parts at your neighborhood Autolite dealers. Switch to Autolite. Good night.
With just one donation, you can help all those who need help in your community. Give generously and give now the United Way to your local community chest drive. This is the CBS Radio Network. Autolite and its 98,000 dealers bring you Mr. Jeff Alexander. I'm sorry, Mr. Jeff Chandler, in tonight's presentation of Suspense.
Tonight, with song and story, Autolite tells a classic tale of love and death. My True Love's Hair. Our star, Mr. Jeff Chandler.
Well, Hello, Mr. McSorley. Doing a crossword puzzle?
That I am, Harlow. Say, what's perpetual motion?
Why, that's the Autolite electrical system in your Autolite-equipped car. You need it every time you blow your horn, turn on your lights, radio, heater, and electrical windshield wipers. It goes to work the instant you press the starter and continues every second your engine runs. It's designed to give you the best performance money can buy.
Mighty important, eh, Harlow?
That's why it pays to treat your car's electrical system to a periodic checkup. See your dealer or your authorized Autolite service station before winter hits hard. You'll be the winner in smooth, economical performance and surer start. To quickly locate your nearest authorized Autolite service station, look in the classified section of the phone book under Automobile Electrical Service. Or call Western Union by number and ask for Operator 25. And remember, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite.
And now, Autolite presents My True Love's Hair, starring Mr. Jeff Chandler, hoping once again to keep you in suspense.
Black is the color of my true love's hair.
Black was the color of my true love's hair. The lips were something wondrous fair.
Something wondrous fair. The purest eyes and the day.
The purest eyes, the daintiest hands. I loved the...
I love the grass whereon she stands.
What do you want here?
Are you Mr. Genoett?
I am.
I am John Harbison of the ship Sumatra Belle.
You are a sailor, and idleness has festered in you. Oh, you wandered to our island. You saw the girl outside my house.
No, not for...
I watched how you looked at her. Looked at Rachel.
It is not why I came to you, Mr. Genoett.
Then for what?
Mr. Darren asked that when I was on Suva, I call upon you and Mrs. Genoett.
Come in, then. Mrs. Genoett.
Yes? What is it?
Come in here, Mrs. Genoett. There is a man who has word of Mr. Darren in Philadelphia. This is John Harbison of the ship Sumatra Belle.
Mrs. Genoett?
And you have brought us word of Mr. Darren.
Yes.
Please sit down, Mr. Harbison.
Thank you.
Mr. Genoett?
Yes?
Call Rachel. Say to her to bring tea.
Rachel. Rachel.
And Mr. Darren is well, Mr. Harbison?
Quite well. And his wife and child, too. He told me to tell you this. And to tell you he is troubled.
Oh?
He's not had word of you or Mr. Genoett in a year now. Not a letter, not a...
Mr. Genoett's position on Suva. In the Office of Administration, it leaves him little time.
But...
It leaves him little time. And for me also. Little time to indulge the past and memories and lost friendships. On Suva, we live for the present, Mr. Harbison. The past flows away on our seas. How long will you be on Suva?
3 days. We take cargo here and then...
You were saying, Mr. Harbison?
3 days. Then I will be gone.
Do that, Mr. Harbison. For if you do not...
What? What if I do not?
You may serve the tea, Rachel.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel.
What if I do not go from here, Mrs. Genoett? Your tone was strange, Mrs. Genoett. What was...
Come here, Rachel. Lean to me, Rachel. This is Rachel. This her hair. This her face. These her lips. This her throat. And you have looked on them. And they are of evil and of death. Mr. Harbison, your tea grows cold.
She stood, Like a child, Rachel stood and let thin and pale fingers of Mrs. Jennerwood trail across the pureness of her face. Let Mrs. Jennerwood take the scarlet blossom from her hair and crush it against her mouth. And Rachel tasted of it, and all the while looked at me, and then left us.
I love my love, and well she knows. I love the grass whereon she goes. Is she on earth no more I see? My life will quickly fade away.
And I had of the tea, and there was little talk. I made farewell to Mr. and Mrs. Jennerwood. Back to the Sumatra Belle, then, to perform the duties of midshipman in officer's training for the merchant fleet. The paperwork that at the end of voyage would give me first mate's rating. And from the island, a soft wind laden with jasmine and wild palm. And on the seas of Fiji it was night. Night that lay in hollows and great cups of coral reef, and spilled now into the seas, and against the ship and against the island. And I must find her. I must go to her.
Is she on earth no more I see? My life will quickly fade away.
And where was curve of wild palm against copper sky? Where was lagoon deep and stilled in crystal lava of volcano?
You would come. I knew.
In this place of the island was Rachel.
Close. Bring it close to me, John Harbison. So, close to me. And sit with me. And watch thee how to set petals to sail upon a lagoon. See?
Rachel.
And watch thee the small flames of moon, how they kindle the still waters. See?
Yes.
And on my hair,
Black.
the fingers of the Argento, John Harbison.
Rachel.
Yes?
Were you always called so? Always Rachel?
No,
Tell me your island name.
I have forgotten. When I was a child, they took me to a school. There I lived. There I was called Rachel.
And this manner of speech, you learned it at the school?
I would speak to thee in what manner you wish. Thee would wish island words
Yes.
and an island name for me
Yes, but none have called you. Not at the school, not the Jenowitz, no one.
that only thee will call me. That only the lips of thee.
Yes.
Come with me into the lagoon, and we will swim deep where the coral shell lies, and we will listen. And there will be a name for thee to call me.
Yes.
Come then.
Wait. Who's there?
Gently, Mr. Harbison, or you'll set the birds to cawing.
Caw! Caw! Caw!
See, Mr. Harbison, you went and done it.
What are you doing here?
Now, Mr. Harbison, it's not aboard ship we are. Here I am more man than you.
What are you doing here?
Tell him, girl. Tell the midshipman, Mr. Harbison, what Red does here. Tell him.
After they left the Genoa, at the island store, he drank there. And he saw me.
And what, Rachel?
And I spoke to him of the lagoon and that I would come here.
What?
He spoke more softly then. And he said he wished to see things of the island. And I did not know.
You lie. So sweet you lie. Come. Let you and me take the swim I overheard you promise Mr. Harbison.
Let go of her.
Aye, Mr. Harbison. I do your bidding. I let go of Rachel.
Now get out of here.
And now you've overstepped yourself, Mr. Harbison.
Get out!
More man than you, Mr. Harbison. More! Out!
I'll kill you!
Up, Mr. Harbison. Let us show Rachel what puny stuff you are. Up! Kill me, Mr. Harbison!
He have killed?
Yes.
For me?
Yes.
Love me. He cannot go back to ship now.
No.
And on the island, no place to hide.
No.
Come, John Harrison. I know of a place where they will not take thee from me. Come, dear.
And the place was of coral. A splinter of coral flung into a sea of the New Hebrides, westerly of Suva. And when the proa Rachel had stolen from a Suva fisherman touched it, the canoe was ripped open. And we left it there on the beach. Then threw ourselves beside it and slept deeply. And when sun was on our faces, rose and walked to the grass of the island, to the cluster of huts where natives held out their hands to us and gave us island fruit, where Rachel danced for them, and where days vanished, became another grain of white coral sand, and night was laid gently at our sides by trade winds, and Rachel danced for me. Old men brought her pearls they had scraped from the sea, and went away, left us alone, island of wild-scented sleep, of winds.
John? John, wake. Wake, John, they must flee.
What?
The package comes. On it will be island police.
What are you talking about?
The package that trades with the islands. It is not the time for it to be here. They come for thee.
Well, how do you know? Maybe it's another ship, not...
The packet island king. I saw it. I was on the beach.
What were you doing on the beach?
When they have gone, I will tell thee. Run from here. A typhoon comes. They cannot stay long. Run from here, John Harrison.
Where will I go?
The boy who waits outside the hut, he will take thee to a place in the island, in jungle of islands. Go with him.
Rachel.
Not now, run.
When I come back, when they've gone, you'll be here.
Run.
You'll be here.
I will wait for thee. Run, John Harrison.
Old man, open to me.
Come in, you. You want?
Rachel, where is she? Where is she?
Typhoon come. Packet go. Quick, very quick.
I know. I saw it sail. Where's Rachel?
Typhoon come. Rachel go. Quick, very quick.
Lie.
Yes, I'm not lying. Rachel, packet. Quick, they go with typhoon. Quick. Very quick. Yes, John Harrison.
Rachel! Rachel! Rachel!
Autolite is bringing you Mr. Jeff Chandler in My True Love's Hair. Tonight's presentation in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
Say, Mr. McSorley, as a crossword puzzle expert, can you define this? A precise, peerless, and perfectly performing paragon of parts.
Why, sure, Harlow. That would be the Autolite electrical system.
Right, and it includes the Autolite starting motor, generator, distributor, coil, spark plugs, voltage regulator, and battery.
All originally installed in the many leading makes of Autolite-equipped cars, eh, Harlow?
Yes, sir, with every unit and component part designed and precision-built by Autolite to fit and work together like the parts of a fine watch. So, friends, Don't take chances with that vital electrical system. Be sure to specify Autolite original service parts for your Autolite-equipped car. They're your best assurance of smooth, economical, and safe performance. Remember, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite.
And now, Autolite brings back to our Hollywood soundstage Mr. Jeff Chandler in Elliot Lewis's production of My True Love's Hair, a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
I love my love, and well she knows. I love the grass whereon she goes. If she on earth no more I see, my life will quickly fade away.
How long has it been, Mr. Hardison?
3 months, I think.
The police look for you, but you must know that. The thing you've done.
Mrs. Chenoweth.
They found a man that next morning. A sailor. He had lain in the sea and been scrubbed against the coral. They thought at first he'd gotten drunk. But then you are gone, and the girl, Rachel. And they knew what had happened. And then the storm came, and they weren't able to...
Where is she?
Sometimes they come here, the police, and they ask if you have wandered past here again.
Where is she?
Aren't you afraid?
Where is your husband? I'll ask him of Rachel.
Mr. Jenoweth is inside, in the house, and you will see him. But listen to me first. I need to know. Aren't you afraid? Surely they will kill you if they find you. Aren't you afraid?
No.
The love of the girl.
Yes.
And the thought of dying.
Nothing.
A hunger.
Yes.
A need.
Yes.
And there is nothing you would not do.
See her again, nothing. I killed for her and would again.
Who is more evil? You or him?
What are you talking about?
Come. In the house. There. Can you get up, Mr. Jenoweth?
Whiskey.
I'll get it. Drink, Mr. Jenoweth.
What happened to him?
He was destroyed. He did not have the youth to search the island for Rachel. So he sat here and became destroyed.
And you helped him to become...
Every way I can. I want him to die. To have sinned in his heart as he has, or however he has sinned. He needs to die to be clean again. As you need to die. As you will die. Drink, Mr. Jenoweth?
Nor would she say the name of Rachel to me again, nor even talk to me again. And leave Suva again because she was not there. And a word that drifted down about a fight that had been with loading hooks, and a man had been killed because of a black-haired girl named Rachel. An island in the Santa Cruzes. But she was not there. Just the grave of a man, a month-old grave on the high strand, and a native boy.
Oh, one big fella fight, my word.
Tell me about it.
My word.
Over a girl.
2 men, they stand here, I think so. And fight, my word, with hooks. One catch other.
The girl's name was Rachel.
The girl, my word.
Black hair and long. She wore a flower.
My word. Mister.
What?
What for you want with girl, huh?
Where did she go?
Long gone.
Where?
In boat. To Maleta, I think maybe she say. I think so, maybe. To Maleta.
You remember the one I mean. Her name was...
Rachel. You said so. And you said she was a beauty.
Yes.
Well, it don't last. Not on the island.
Please.
Well, I remember her all right. On account of her name, that's all. On account of nothing else. Listen, you forget her.
Just tell me.
It's a good time to forget her. Right this minute, now.
She's dead.
No, I didn't say that. When a ship comes in, some of the sailors get to come ashore and some don't. I send out to them papaya, rice wine, shell combs. I send island girls or whoever's about, and I send them out with baskets. They get to keep a commission.
Did she tell you why she's running away?
Did she?
Yes, she's running away from me. Didn't I tell you?
No. She didn't either.
Please.
You're crazy. I don't know where she went. North, I guess. There was a ship going that way, and when it went, she wasn't here. That's all I can tell you.
I can do it. Finger of my right hand and finger of my left. Hold them out in front of me. Make them meet.
You know what I'm going to do with you.
What?
I'm going to take you home and meet my mother. That's what. Oh, such a charmer you are, John. You want to?
Want to what?
To meet my mother. Buy a bottle of gin to make an impression.
Who are you?
Oh, dearie, John, dearie.
Now, who are you?
Mary. I'm still Mary, dearie.
Get away from me. Get away from me.
Now,
I said get away.
Stop! That's what you are. Stop! Look at you, drunken son of a man.
Then they'll pay any attention to her, Mr. Harvey.
Huh?
Look at Audley.
All right, that's enough out of you. I say that's enough. Like I said, Mr. Harvey.
I don't know you.
Well, that's a shame, laddie, because I know all about you. I followed you all over the southern seas, I have. Hebrides and the Santa Cruzes and... Policeman, laddie, for a killing you did.
The prison at Suva was this. 2 cells in a hollowed-out hill. 2 cells for the scum of the islands. For the island scum from the coral reef to the marshals, thieves and drunkards, derelicts and those who have murdered. Men in one, women in the other. Iron bars between them. What had been scraped from the end of the world and dumped like garbage.
My name's Ernie B, Miss Mate. I knifed a girl down in Nemea. Killed her man to get her, and then she wouldn't come to me. Fat she was, but I liked them. Fat. What did you do?
I killed a man.
Oh, that's an easy thing to do, ain't it, mate? I thought at first it would take some doing, but easy, ain't it?
I hardly remember.
Oh, you're a doshing one, mate. What you done and what I done's the largest thing a man can do. You think so?
John Hardison?
Seeing against the bars there.
John Hardison?
Lady calling you, mate. Oh.
Hello, John Hardison.
Rachel,
The look of me. Oh,
why did you run from me, Rachel?
I do not know.
I looked for you all over.
I know. I heard. Once in Vanicoro, you passed me in the street. I saw you.
Why didn't you stop me?
I could not.
Why?
I could not.
You didn't love me?
I loved you. Which is why I fled from thee.
I killed for you.
I loved thee most then.
And others have killed for you.
Once they did. No more. Look at me.
Beautiful.
No.
Purest eyes.
No.
Hands. Give me your hands, Rachel. The daintiest hands.
Old.
Hair.
Touch it. You like it, John?
Black. Rachel.
Yes.
Come closer.
Yes. John.
Your hair, Rachel. The death of me and the death of you.
Speak
doing with her hair?
Ah, shut up!
Suspense. Presented by Autolite. Tonight's star, Mr. Jeff Chandler.
This is Harlow Wilcox speaking for Autolite, the world's largest independent manufacturer of automotive electrical equipment. In 28 plants from coast to coast, Autolite makes over 400 products for cars, trucks, tractors, planes, boats, and industry. These products include batteries such as the famous Autolite Stay Full, ignition-engineered Autolite spark plugs, both standard and resistor types, voltage regulators, wire and battery cable, Autolite Bullseye steel beam units, and Autolite original service parts for all Autolite electrical systems. Autolite is proud to serve the greatest names in the industry. So, from bumper to tail light, you're always right with Autolite.
Next week, the true story of the plan to assassinate Thomas Dewey. The report is called Dutch Schultz. Our star, Mr. Broderick Crawford. That's next week on Suspense. Suspense is produced and directed by Elliott Lewis, with music composed by Lucian Morwick and conducted by Lud Gluskin. My True Love's Hair was written by Morton Fine and David Friedkin. In tonight's story, Lillian Baya was heard as Rachel. Featured in the cast were Barry Harford, Paula Winslow, Martha Wentworth, Joseph Kearns, Clayton Post, Jack Crucian, and Ben Wright. Our singer was Ernest Newton.
Jeff Chandler may currently be seen starring in the Universal International Technicolor production East of Sumatra, co-starring Marilyn Maxwell and Anthony Quinn.
And remember, next week, Mr. Broderick Crawford in Dutch Schultz.
You can buy Autolite original service parts, Autolite Stay Full batteries, and Autolite standard or resistor type spark plugs at your neighborhood Autolite dealers. Switch to Autolite. Good night.
This week in Chicago, National Safety Council members began their 41st Safety Congress, dedicated to the study of accident prevention. As a member of the council, Autolite wishes it continued success. This is the CBS Radio Network.
And I know many things, for I walk by night. I know many strange tales hidden in the hearts of men and women who have stepped into the shadows. Yes, I know the nameless terrors of which they dare not speak.
And now the Whisper's strange story, The Glass Dime.
Wally Layton stepped out of his office on the third floor of the Drake building, and his mood was anything but cheerful. Locking the door behind him, he stopped for a moment, gazed at the lettering on the glass panel. Walter Layton, Theatrical Agency. A frown crossed his features. And then, shaking his head sadly, sighed and started down the corridor toward the elevator. You whirl at the sound, Wally, and then see a tall, heavy-set man rush out of an office at the end of the hall and come running toward you.
Hey, what's the idea? What's going on?
I don't
the way, you.
His fist catches you on the point of the jaw, sends you sprawling. And then as you manage to get to your feet again, you see that he's reached the head of the stairs. He turns and levels the gun at you. The bullet whistles past you as you drop to the floor. An instant later, the man disappears down the stairway.
Mr. Layton, are you hurt? No, I guess not, Doc.
What happened? I heard the shots from my office.
Well, it beats me. I heard some shots. Then a guy came charging out of the coin dealer's office down there.
Redworth?
Yeah. I tried to stop him, but he bowled me out of the way. Took off.
Come on. We'd better see if Redworth's all right.
Yeah.
Mr. Redworth? Mr. Redworth, Miss Martin, are you all right?
Yes.
What happened in here?
I don't know. I was in the back room. Mr. Redworth was out here talking with someone, and then I heard the shots. I rushed out and...
Here now, steady. Where's Redworth?
Over there, behind the counter.
Let's have a look, Clayton.
Well, Doc.
Mr. Wentworth dead. I think you'd better call the police.
And you say you didn't see this man, Miss Martin?
No, Lieutenant, I didn't.
Uh-huh. Now, tell me, was Mr. Wentworth expecting anyone?
Well, not that I know of. Oh, I'm sure it was an attempted robbery. As a matter of fact, we were about to close up the office.
I see.
We'd been in the back room checking the catalogs when the front door buzzer rang. Mr. Wentworth went out to see who it was.
I see.
Lieutenant.
Yeah?
If I may interrupt.
Oh, certainly, Doctor.
Mr. Layton here got a good look at the killer.
Oh, is that so, Mr. Layton? Yes, I ran into him in the hall right after it happened. He took a couple of shots at me, too. All right. What did he look like? Oh, tall, rugged, around 40, I'd say. Dark, square-jawed. Uh-huh. Not much of a description. No, that'll do fine for now. Oh? Got somebody in mind? Maybe. Miss Martin, I don't suppose you've checked to see if the killer took anything?
No, I'll have to take inventory. He couldn't have stolen anything of real value, however. You see, all the rare coins are kept in the safe, and it hasn't been opened.
Uh-huh.
However, several trays out here on the counter were upset. Coins scattered all over the floor. But I'll let you know if anything's missing.
Oh, fine. I'd appreciate that. Now, Mr. Layton, I'll want to keep in touch with you in the event we line up for a man. Identification.
Oh, sure.
I have a theatrical agency on this floor. Only I might not be around much longer. Business isn't so good. Well, do you live here in town? Yes, 37 Oakwood Place. Apartment B. 37 Oakwood Place, Apartment B, right. Now, if you're finished with me, Lieutenant, I'd like to run on home. I've had a rough day. Oh, sure, Mr. Layton, sure. Okay, I'm coming.
Hello, Mr. Layton.
Well. Miss Martin and Mr. Redworth. This is a surprise.
Not disturbing you, am I?
No, I'm just having a quiet drink all by myself. Come in.
Nice, cozy little apartment you have.
Yeah. And the nicer thing about it is the rent's paid for another whole month. Here, sit down.
Thank you.
How about a drink?
I could use one. It's been a rather hectic day.
Yeah. It's too bad about Wentworth. Poor old guy.
Shall I come right to the point, Mr. Layton?
Well, take your time. It isn't often I have such Charming company.
What have you done with the glass dime?
The... What?
The glass dime. D-I-M-E.
What is this? A gag?
No gag. It's a rare collector's item, once belonged to the collection of the late Justin W. Glass. Hence the name.
Glass dime. Cute. So what's it to do with me?
You picked it up at the office tonight?
I did?
Oh, quite by accident, of course. The coin was on the counter near the telephone. I saw you pick it up, toy with it while you called the police. And without thinking, you must have dropped it into your pocket. Why don't you look?
Your drink, Miss Martin.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers. Well?
Oh, the coin.
Try the right coat pocket.
Well, what do you know? This it?
That's it.
Look, if you saw me take the coin, why didn't you tell the police?
Well, that would have been most embarrassing for you, even though you had taken it by accident.
Yeah, the lieutenant might not have believed it.
I believe it. Those things happen.
What's this glass dime worth? A couple of bucks? 10, maybe?
$5,000.
What? 5,000?
As I said, a rare item.
Well. Hey, wait a minute. I thought you told the lieutenant that all the expensive stuff was kept in the safe.
That's right.
And yet this coin worth $5,000 was in one of the trays on the counter.
Mr. Rentworth had been showing it to a customer this afternoon. I forgot to put it in the safe.
Really? That was sort of careless of you, wasn't it?
Very.
Maybe you had plans for the glass dime, huh?
Maybe.
All right, Edith. It is Edith, isn't it? What do you say we stop playing games, huh?
We can make $60,000 if you're interested, Wally. It is Wally, isn't it?
60,000. I thought you said it was worth 5.
That's right. But 12 times 5 is 60. I can have a dozen copies of the coin made, and we can peddle them in different parts of the country and abroad.
Oh?
I know the man who'll do the job. I met him through Rentworth. Oh, he's a real artist. He keeps the original, and we get the dozen phonies.
$60,000, huh? We split 50-50?
That's right. What's the matter?
I'm just curious about something. Why cut me in on this?
2 reasons. First, I don't feel safe with the man who's going to do the job. He might double-cross me. He wouldn't dare try anything if I brought my partner along, one with broad shoulders.
Okay, that's the first reason. What's the other?
Well, let's say I enjoy the protection of a handsome man with broad shoulders. Well, is it a deal?
It's a deal, sweetheart.
The future looks bright, doesn't it, Wally? Yes, and all because of the glass dime. A rare collector's item you picked up in Amos Rentworth's office shortly after the coin dealer was murdered. You've made a deal. Agreed to a partnership with the exciting, attractive Edith Martin, the dead man's secretary. A deal you hope will net the two of you $60,000. You don't bother to go down to your office the following day. No, you sleep late, and then put in a call to Edith at the coin dealer.
Morning, sweetheart.
You mean afternoon, don't you? Just get up?
Yeah. Thought I'd take a well-earned rest.
I wish I could. I've been busy checking accounts and taking inventory with Mr. Rentworth's lawyer, Beady Eyes Burson.
Can he hear you?
No, he isn't back from lunch yet.
Going to be tied up with him all day?
I'm afraid so.
How about dinner with your new partner?
Oh, love it. You name it.
Pasgetti's. It's in the commercial district. You know the place?
Right. 7 o'clock?
7 o'clock. Someone at the door. I'll see you tonight, huh?
Bye.
Yeah, what do you...
Hello, Mr. Layton.
You're Lieutenant...
Lieutenant Conlon.
Yeah, that's right. What can I do for you, Lieutenant?
You can take a ride with me down to police headquarters.
What?
No. No need for alarm, Mr. Layton. Just like to have you look over some photographs, that's all. After all, you're the only person who got a good look at Brentwood's killer.
Oh, yeah, sure. Hey, wait a minute. Didn't you say last night you had an idea who the killer might be?
Yeah. Yeah, but that was last night. We checked on the man. He's back east.
Oh, then he's not the murderer.
Nope, he's not.
All right, Lieutenant. Oh, come on in. I'll be with you as soon as I get dressed.
You spend the rest of the afternoon at police headquarters looking over the photographs in the rogues gallery. But you fail to recognize the man you saw running from Wentworth's office. Leaving headquarters, you head for your rendezvous with Edith. Arrive at the restaurant at 6:30, a half hour early. To kill time, you saunter down the street, looking into one shop window after another. Finally, you've stopped in front of a sporting goods store, when you're suddenly aware that someone is standing close to you. You turn and stare, and your knees almost buckle. It's Wally. It's the man who killed Wentworth.
You surprised, buddy?
You?
I've been tailing you ever since you left police headquarters. I figured them cops would call you to get a look at the mug book.
What do you want?
I'm sorry, buddy, but you're the only guy in the world can put a finger on me for killing that old Wentworth. So with you out of the way, I got nothing to worry about.
Oh, now, wait a minute. I
I'm
won't...
sorry, but I can't take no chances. Come on, we're going to take a walk. And remember, one false move, I'll let you have it. I ain't got my hand in my coat pocket just to keep it warm. You see? Let's go.
You'd like to run, wouldn't you, Wally? But you can't. You seem rooted to the spot until you feel the gun dig into your side, and then somehow your legs respond. As you move down the block, the killer at your side, you want to yell out to the people in the street. But your throat is dry, paralyzed with fear. And then as the killer leads you into a dark alleyway, you see your chance. A stack of piled-up crates nearby. You step aside quickly and shove him into the building. As they come toppling down on him, you start running down the alley.
Hello?
Edith? Wally.
Oh, hello, Wally. Brentwood's lawyer kept me at the office longer than I expected. I just now got back to my apartment. I'm sorry I'm late, but
I'm glad I caught you before you left. Our date's off, Edith.
What's the matter?
Plenty. I ran into Wentworth's killer.
What?
Yeah. I was lucky to get away. I lost him in an alley.
Wally, where are you now?
Union Station.
I'll pick you up in 10 minutes.
Forget it, sweetheart. I'm grabbing a cab to police headquarters.
Police headquarters? Why?
Look, my life isn't worth a plug nickel with that killer on the loose. I'm the only one who can identify him. I want protection.
Wally, Wally, you can't go to the police.
What are you talking about? You want me to get killed?
No, of course not. But going to the police would ruin our plans.
What do you mean?
Please, Wally, I'll explain everything when I pick you up.
Listen, Edith.
Stay right where you are, darling. I'll be there in 10 minutes.
Don't you see, Wally? If you go to the police for protection, they'll put a man to watch you. Us. And we can't have him follow us to Sully's place.
Sully?
The contact I told you about. The man who's going to make the phony dime. I need you with me, Wally. He won't try anything funny if you're around.
Yeah, so in the meantime, I'm a walking target. Sit and duck for a killer.
Not for long, Wally. I've made arrangements to see Sully tonight.
Tonight? I thought we decided to wait till things cool off a little.
We can't wait. Mr. Burson knows the glass dime is missing.
What? You told him.
I had to. He asked me about it while we were taking inventory.
Look, you said it hadn't been listed in Rentworth's catalog.
That's right. But Rentworth must have told Burson about it when he bought the coin a few days ago. You see, Burson's sort of a silent partner.
Do the police know?
Well, with Burson knowing, I had to tell them. Last Dime is already getting a lot of publicity. I heard the story on the radio an hour ago, and I'm sure it'll get a big play in the morning paper. The early editions are probably headlining it. They're on the streets by now.
Yeah. All of which means we have a very hot dime on our hands. Look, how will that affect your contact, Sully, or whatever his name is?
It won't affect Sully if we get it to him tonight. We'll probably have to give him part of our profits on the phony dimes on account of the additional risk, but don't worry, we'll come out all right.
Okay. But what about this killer on the loose? What are we going to do about him?
Listen, Walt. After we've set the deal with Sully, you can go to the police. Get all the protection you want.
How soon can we talk to him?
Well, he lives just this side of Santa Barbara. We can drive up the coast highway and be there in 2 hours. You do have the coin with you.
Yeah. Okay, Edith. Let's get going.
You're kind of quiet, Wally.
Oh, sorry. Look, you thirsty?
No, I can wait till we hit Santa Barbara.
Well, why wait? Life's too short. And who knows if there'll be a cocktail bar as inviting looking as that one up ahead. Huh?
All right, you've twisted my arm. I'll swing in.
Park in the back.
All right. How about the booth in the corner?
I'd rather sit at the bar. Do you mind?
No, I'm not choosing.
I can get a better view of the highway.
What?
What'll it be, folks?
Sir, bourbon and sodas. Okay, Edith?
Oh, fine.
That's easy.
Wally,
Yeah?
what you said about watching the highway, I don't understand.
There he is. Wentworth's killer. I knew it.
Wally.
Here you are, folks. That'll be,
He pulled in. Sitting out there waiting for us.
Huh? What'd you say, mister?
Is there a back way out of here, Max?
Back way, sure, mister. Only what about these drinks? I only...
Here, this'll cover the drinks. Come on, Edith. We want the back way.
But, Wally...
You heard me. Go on. The killer's getting out of the car, heading in here. Get going, Edith.
What was it all about, Wally? Why'd we run out like that?
That guy who killed Rentworth picked us up again. We didn't get enough of a start.
Are you sure?
Yes. I passed his car in Santa Monica. He's been trailing us, Edith. That's why I pulled up at the bar. I wanted to be sure. Maybe we can lose him this time. Step on it. I'll turn on the radio. It's time for the news. See if there's anything more on the glass dime.
And that's about all on Korea for the moment. And aside from Senator Watson's speech, which we've already covered, everything was quiet on the political front. The murderer of Amos Rentworth, coin dealer, is still at large, but as announced earlier, a famous 10-cent piece known as the glass dime, worth thousands of dollars, is missing from the Rentworth holdings. A bulletin just received offers a reward of $1,000 for its recovery. And now, let's take a look at the sports.
That's enough. That dime's plenty hot, Edith.
It won't make any difference once we get it to Sully.
If we get it to Sully. That killer's with us again. He's quite a ways back, but he's gaining on us. Look, there's a side road up ahead. Turn into it.
All right, Wally.
Now drive on up the road away. We'll see what happens.
Well?
He's turned off the highway, too. He's on our trail again. Come on, Edith, step on it. Come on. Can't you speed this crate up a little?
And look, the road's narrow, full of curves. I can't go any faster.
Well, you got to. He's closing in on us. Only a few more turns, baby. Road straightens out after that. And we... Look out, Edith. The curve up ahead. Cut in hard. Edith, you okay?
Yes, I think so.
Come on. We'll have to leave the car. We can't possibly back it out of this ditch.
But I can try.
No, we haven't time. Come on, we'll head down the ravine. Try to get back to the highway.
You leave the car stalled in the ditch. Hurry down the ravine. And a short time later, you approach the highway near a cluster of buildings at the intersection where you turned off. You're in luck, Wally. Yes. The small diner across the highway is open.
Come on, Edith. We'll stick close to the buildings on this side of the road until the traffic thins out. Then we'll duck across.
Wait a minute, Wally.
What's the matter?
Look, up ahead. He's come out of the side road.
Yeah. He doubled back. Probably figured we'd try for the highway.
You'll see us.
Not if we can duck into one of these stores. Here's a little hamburger hut. Yeah, it's closed. Let's go around the back. This door isn't heavy. We'll force it open.
Hurry, Wally, hurry.
Again? Once more. Get on, Edith.
Do you see him?
Yeah. Driving past. I don't think it... No, wait a minute. He stopped the car. Must have seen us stuck in here.
Oh, Wally, we're worse off in here than we were before.
No, we're not. Look across the road.
Where? A police car. Parked alongside the diner.
Yeah. And 2 highway patrolmen inside that diner having dinner. Look, we got to get word to those patrolmen. We've got as long to live as it takes 2 cops to finish their dinner.
Yes, Wally, the 2 highway patrolmen in the diner across the road are a welcome sight, aren't they? You're certain that as long as they're in the diner, Rentworth's killer will not make a move to eliminate you, the only witness against him. And then the blood almost freezes in your veins as you see the killer step from his car and start walking slowly toward the hamburger hut where you and Edith Martin have taken refuge. Suddenly you realize that the 2 highway policemen, calmly enjoying their dinner, are no hindrance to the killer unless you can somehow get word to them before Rentworth's slayer reaches you.
He spotted us, Edith. He's coming toward us.
Oh, but the policemen...
They don't know who he is. They're not even looking this way. We ought to phone that diner. Talk to those cops. There ought to be a phone.
Oh, there's a payphone. Over there behind the counter.
Oh, good. You got any change, Edith?
No, I left my purse back at the car. Don't you have any?
Just a 4-bit piece, 2 pennies, a couple of bills, and... the dime.
You mean the glass dime?
Yeah.
Oh, no, Wally. Not the glass dime. Not after all we've gone through.
Well, it's sad I get killed. Besides, we can get it back when they open the coin box.
With a $1,000 reward offered? And all the publicity about it? Oh, never, Wally. We'll never get it back. Think, Wally, $60,000.
You think. I want to live.
Oboler's plays. A Story in the Night.
Come here.
Dr. Miller. Dr. Miller.
Yes, she'll be here any moment. I sent for her. You must not talk, Adelina. You're strained. Come, Frank. We'll go see if Dr. Miller is coming. Yeah. So, now I can breathe.
But, Herbert, Dr. Miller, why do you send for her? What can she do?
Do not be a fool. Did you not hear her? It was the old woman. Dr. Miller, Dr. Miller. I tell you, she drove me crazy with it. Until finally I sent for Dr. Miller.
But will she come?
Who knows? And if she does come, what difference can it make? The old woman, worn-out machine. 84 years is long enough. Perhaps that is the doctor now.
I will go with you. I cannot believe that she would come here.
In a moment we shall see. Yes, I'm coming.
Adelina lives here?
Yes, Dr. Miller. You do not recognize me, perhaps. I am the mayor, old Albert.
Oh, yes.
Will you honor my house by entering?
Of course.
I did not know if you would come. You are so busy. She is such an old
She is a
woman.
friend of my mother's. Where is she?
Oh, this way, please.
Albert.
Oh, yes. Doctor, if you will permit me. This is my good neighbor, Frank.
It is a great honor meeting you, Dr. Miller.
Adelina, you say she is dying. Why do you keep me from her?
Oh, no, Doctor. Do not even think such a thing. Come this way. In here, Doctor. In here. You hear? She talks with her last breath so pitifully. It is a great pity. For one as old as she, it would take heaven's own intervention to
Please
stop.
go now.
Huh? Oh, yes, of course, Doctor. Anything you say.
Adelina. Try to open your eyes. It is I, your old friend, Dr. Mueller.
Dr. Miller.
Yes, I came as quickly as I could.
Dr. Miller. I'm waiting.
Yes. Here is my hand. Oh, my friend, you are in pain.
My son. My youngest. In 2 days, he will be here. Oh, Dr. Miller, I am so tired, and I want to die. But not yet. Not yet.
No, you must rest.
Not yet. Not yet. I tell you, I must not die. Not yet.
Adelina, please.
My youngest. He comes. I must see him once more. I must not die. Not yet. Not.
Oh, my friend.
You call me friend, Doctor. You, my only friend. Have pity.
What can I do?
Give me life. Give me life with a few more hours until my son arrives. You are so wise. A few more hours. Say you can give me life.
Life.
I am so old. I know. The blood is cold and worn. But in your wisdom, you must know some way. You keep a little warmth within me. A little warmth until he comes.
I don't...
Oh, good friend. Do not turn away from me. I beg you. Have pity. Help me. All day. I have fought so long. Now you must help me, Dr. Miller. A few more breaths My son.
Yes, I will help you. You must not speak. You must use all your strength in listening and trying to understand what I am going to say. Good friend, what I am about to tell you is so strange that I almost dare not speak. And yet if I am to help you as you ask, I must speak. No, just listen. As you've said yourself, death is very close to you. And since yours is the disease of old age, of a body worn with long years of living, there's nothing that medicine can do for you. Except perhaps to ease your leaving of this life. And I will help you. But what I'm about to do to you is something I should not do. Listen, good friend. Try to understand. For many years I have worked with little white mice attempting to discover the true nature of cancer. For many years, good friend. And while in these studies I've made a discovery. A discovery which goes beyond all understanding. In working on the little creatures, I discovered that when an organism has lived its full span of years, the cells within the body become aged, worn, and become what I call a fibroblast. Now I've discovered that by injecting the extract to the tissues... Oh, she dies. What should... I promised her. I must do it, I must. My instrument case. I must. I promise. The hypodermic. My hands tremble. The liquid, so green. If it only gives her a little more of life. My hands must be sure. Needle. Deep into her heart. No, you must live. Only a few seconds more until I... There. Deep. Done. No. It will never work. My experiment's foolishness, the reaction on the mice, only the illusions of my hopes. And to do what I've done to this old woman. Her dying flesh. Her pulse almost gone. Oh, forgive me, old friend. In your death... No. Not dead. Lips. Cheeks so red. Eyes open. So bright. So fresh. So young.
Doctor.
No.
Doctor!
No. It cannot be. No.
Dr. Miller, you
No.
call out. What is it? What?
No.
Doctor, there's the old woman. There's Adelina. Who?
It
This
is
young
I.
woman. Who?
Adelina! Look at me! My arms, warm, alive. My cheeks, I can feel them, round, full like they were years ago. She has made me young. She did it. Me, old Adelina. Young.
Young.
I am young.
Miracle on earth.
Young again.
A dying old woman young again.
My flesh.
Oh, doctor, all the states will know of this miracle. You have conquered death. We shall live forever.
Oh, no. What have I done? What is it? What do you want?
Doctor, it is I, Frank. Oh, such news. He is coming here. I tell you, he comes here. The mayor is bringing him. He refused to wait until morning.
And who is this impatient one that has to see me at midnight?
It is His Excellency.
His Excellency?
Yeah.
Frank, what are you saying?
I tell you, His Excellency. Oh, his last name. I never can remember names. His picture, you see his picture everywhere. He's coming here, Doctor, to see you. The mayor is bringing him.
Frank, you've been drinking.
Oh, no, I tell the truth, Doctor. The Great One has heard of the miracle of Adelina.
What are you saying?
The miracle, the resurrection from the grave. I hear him talking to the mayor. He is coming to see you. There. You see, I tell you the truth.
Open up! Open up in there!
Aren't you going to open the door?
What else is there to do? Open it, sir.
Yeah. Oh, what an honor, what an honor. Oh, gentlemen, come in.
Well, Frank, where is she? Where's Dr. Miller? Have you told her?
I am here, Mr. Mayor.
I did not see you standing there in the shadows. Doctor, a great honor has come to you. Yes, a great honor. Most distinguished visitor our little community has ever known. Yes, a most distinguished...
Excuse me, you cackling old fool.
Oh, yes, Your Excellency. I only thought... That is to say, I only meant...
Stand aside, you fat old fool. Dr. Muller, you know who I am?
Yes, Your Excellency.
I am a man of few words. I will speak plainly. I want plain answers.
I am at your service, Your Excellency.
Then tell me quickly, how did you do this miracle?
Miracle?
He means Adelina. His Excellency means...
Close your mouth. I am talking. Go, all of you.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Now then, Doctor, I ask you for an answer. How did you give that old woman back her youth? Well, don't stand there staring at me. I want an answer. How did you do it?
There is nothing to say.
Nothing to say?
No.
Do you realize to whom you are speaking? There's no doubt you do not. In your unfortunate isolation, you have failed to do your duty in having the proper knowledge of who is important to the state. All right, I will educate you. I am Joseph Brown, Doctor of Philosophy and member of the Department of Propaganda.
I know of you.
So? Then speak plainly. There is no use hiding facts. I've seen the woman with my own eyes. Your fat mare took me to her. I've talked to neighbors, friends. I know that she was worn out, aged, dying. Now she's young again. Speak, and speak plainly. How did you do it?
And if I tell you?
If you tell me. My dear doctor, this is your house?
Yes.
Your experiments in that room?
My laboratory.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Your Excellency.
Come here.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Open that door.
At once, Your Excellency, at once.
Into your laboratory, my fine doctor. I follow. The rest of you stay out here. Now we will be quite alone. So, now we can speak plainly. So this is where you do your work, my fine doctor?
Yes.
What have we here? Well, mice. Little white mice. How charming.
I use them in my experiments.
And what are your experiments?
The hereditary factor in cancer.
Cancer. So you persist in lying to me. Doctor, they tell me you are a very clever woman. Yet I assure you, you will be most stupid if you persist in keeping the truth from me. I am not a violent man, so I ask you very calmly to be sensible and speak freely. Now then, the miracle of youth. How did you do it?
I am not quite sure myself.
That is no answer. Well, there are other methods. Mr. Mayor.
You want me, Your Excellency?
Come here.
Yes. Anything you say, Your Excellency.
Mr. Mayor, how old are you?
Why, Your Excellency, I'm not quite sure. In my 50s, I believe.
All right, you will do. Bare your arm.
My arm?
You heard me. All right, doctor. Give him the injection.
Injection? Me?
You will kindly shut your mouth. You heard my order, doctor. Do as I say.
The injection to him?
Yes, to him. I spoke plainly enough.
But I can't do that.
Why not? You will have more of the liquid.
Yes, but don't you understand? It's permanent reactions on the human mechanism. I don't know that, and so I dare not use it.
But that woman, she is young.
Yes, but who knows what other...
All right. That's quite enough. Doctor, I have come a long way to investigate a rumor. Now I am here, and you will do as I say.
If I refuse?
Do not speak like a child. I am not a violent man, and yet... Doctor, it would be a pity to lose your life work, Now, do not stand there. I am growing quite impatient. Yes, and the mayor, too, grows impatient.
Oh, Your Excellency, what are you going to do to me? I am an old man.
Hold your mouth and bare your arm, you old fool. Well, doctor?
I am ready.
Excellent.
Oh, doctor, what...
Hold your tongue, I tell you. Proceed, doctor.
Oh.
It will not hurt, Albert.
So, how simple. The needle in, you press the plunger.
It is done. How do you feel, my friend?
Yes. How is it, old man? What's going on inside of you? Look, his flesh.
It begins to glow like hers did.
The wrinkle's gone. His back straightening.
It happened again.
A miracle. Speak, man. Speak.
Your Excellency. My head. It hurts. My blood rushing through my veins.
Doctor, why do you look at me so? My voice sounds so strange in my ears.
Look in the mirror ahead of you, you old fool.
Yes. No, it cannot be. My face, young. I'm young again. Doctor, look at me. Young again. Young again. I'm young again.
Young again.
Oh, my muscles so strong. Look, I jump, I dance. And let me out of here. Everyone shall see.
Yes, go.
Frank, everyone, look, I'm young. I'm young again. She made me young.
So, it makes them young again.
Does it?
Are you blind? Didn't you see it just as I saw it? Wrinkled flesh, young, twisted back straight. I tell you, a gift to the state from heaven.
Or hell.
All science is mad, and all scientists are madmen. I've often said that. Only we who think with our blood think clearly and recognize our destiny.
I don't understand.
You will receive many honors for this, Doctor. Oh, but first, you have kept an accurate record of your experiments?
Yes.
May I ask where?
Notebook. This.
Excellent. In the name of the state, I ask you to give it to me.
To you?
Yes.
What would you do with it?
I told you. There are some of us who recognize our destiny. I recognize this as mine.
What?
With this power in my possession, think what wonders I can perform. An army of youth, everlasting youth. An army invincible.
Oh, no.
Old men young and young men forever young. An army without end sweeping the earth. And I, yes, I, their leader.
No, you cannot use it for that.
Cannot? Ah, yes, I understand. You are thinking that there is another leader. Well, Doctor, at this moment I can speak quite frankly with you. Yes, there is a leader, and they bow their heads to him, the masses. But I will tell you this. It was my brains, my catchwords, my slogans that taught them to look on him as the invincible. And so, what they shout for is really a man who exists only in me. Now perhaps I can take my rightful place. He's an emotional old woman, Leland. While I know the wonder and the power of the soft word. With your elixir of youth to tempt men, I shall become quite invincible. With an army invincible. You do not speak? All right. Then do give me the notebook.
You cannot make men young to kill. Make them young to live.
The notebook, Doctor.
No, I will not give it to you. My work has been to preserve life, not to destroy it.
The notebook.
No, you can't have it. Not for soldiers, do you hear me? Not for soldiers.
As you wish, Doctor. I told you, I am not a violent man. Good night. Kadok.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Go in there. She has a notebook in her hand. Bring it to me quickly.
Yes, Your Excellency.
What a pity. The good doctor. She has committed suicide.
Company! Halt! Ready? Orders of the day. Company A, D, F, and G report to medical officer at once. Company J, N, Q report to medical officer at 12 o'clock. Reserve officers ordered to report to medical officer within 3
Your regiment, General. They do not quite know what is happening to them,
It does not matter, Your Excellency. They obey orders.
Come, let us go into your office.
As you say.
Now then, we can speak most comfortably. How many men have been treated?
50. Picked ones.
You are satisfied with the results?
It was beyond belief.
And so, you will join me?
Anything you say. When does it happen?
He gives one of his infernal orations next week in the old hall. With you and the others to help me, I assure you his old womanish ravings will end right there.
You speak of others.
You doubt they will join me?
Oh, no. All men will follow you.
Naturally.
To think that you should have made such a discovery.
I sometimes surprise myself.
And you alone know the formula?
Yes. That is why I am so sure of you and the others. It will be most pleasant to know the delights of youth forever, my friend.
Have you taken the injection yet?
I? No. No, I decided to wait until the results of our test cases were quite complete. 50 human guinea pigs. Now that I am certain of the success, yes, I will do it. At once.
Eh?
My injection here. Have it all ready. Hypodermic filled? Very well filled. How interesting it looks in its case, General. My immortality.
Yes.
You would like your youth again now, too?
I am not ready.
There is nothing to fear. You see? I pinch the skin in my arm. The needle bites for a moment. So, it is done.
Do you feel pain?
Huh? Pain? No. No. Only a strange warmth in my veins. I feel my blood seems to run swiftly.
Your face.
What is it?
Your face. It is changing.
Yes, I feel it. I'm young. A young man again. I told you, young.
Gentlemen, you will pardon me.
How dare you? Get out.
No. Let him come in. Nothing disturbs a young man. Nothing. Well, what is it you want? Well, how thoughtful of you to bring me such a beautiful young woman.
Yeah, it is about her I have come, Your Excellency. About her and the mayor.
The mayor?
Yeah, he is waiting outside.
But who are you? Oh, yes, I remember you.
Yeah.
You are from the village where... this woman. The first to be rejuvenated.
Yeah, Your Excellency, Adelina. The very first. The villagers, they send me to ask you. You will help her and the mayor, won't you, Your Excellency?
Help? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Look at her, the picture of youth. She was dying of old age, but look at her now, young, beautiful.
Yeah, Your Excellency. It's so sad. Young, as you say, beautiful. But the devil's brew Dr. Miller put into her veins. Listen to what it has done to her.
What?
Speak, Adelina, speak.
No.
Yeah.
No, I won't.
Stop
No.
it. Make her stop.
No.
I order you, make her stop it.
Yeah, quiet, Adelina, quiet, my friend.
Tell me, you. Tell me, what's wrong with the woman?
I tell you, the devil's brew, the stuff that makes her young.
Speak, I command you, speak.
1,000 pardons, Excellency, I'm trying to. It made her young. It made her body young. But day after day, her mind, it has kept on growing younger.
No, you lie. Not the injection. It was something else that did it.
No, I tell the truth. The mayor, it did the same thing to the mayor. The injection...
No, it can't be the injection, no. General, why do you look at me?
You took an injection. A large one.
Get out! Out, all of you! Out! You can't frighten me! Get out! Out! Get out, you lie! It was not the injection. It was something else. I'm all right. My mind is strong. Out! Out! Yes, it was lies. It cannot be the injection. No. Some strange disease. Yes. I'm all right. I must be all right. Yes, I'm strong. My mind is strong. I'm young. I'm not a violent man. No. I am young. My mind is strong. How can the mind grow younger and the body stay old? It cannot be.
My voice. My head. It spins. Younger. What was I saying? Younger. The room spinning. Where am I? My voice. Strange. These clothes. Soldier clothes.
I am a soldier. I am a soldier. I am a soldier. I am a soldier. My head. My head. Mother. My head. Where am I? I want my mother. My head. It hurts. Mother. 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 Mother.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's play, Nobody Died, was especially written for radio by Arch Oboler. The cast included Jay Novello, Verna Felton, Lorene Tuttle, Elliot Lewis, and James Eagles. Mr. Peter Lorre, due to an urgent motion picture studio call, was unable to be here tonight. Next week, a new play, These Are Your Brothers, a story about a most unusual Santa Claus in a most unusual time. The players, Helen Mock, Elliot Lewis, and Dennis Green. Arch Oboler's Plays. A Story in the Night. Arch Oboler's Plays are presentations of the National Broadcasting Company. Tonight's play came to you from Hollywood's Radio City. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
This is Orson Welles, speaking from London. The Black Museum. Here in the grim stone structure on the Thames, which houses Scotland Yard, is a warehouse of homicide. A warehouse where everyday objects, a salt shaker, a pair of scissors, an umbrella, all are touched by murder. A walking stick, black wood, silver mounted. Maybe it's real ebony. Stick which might have belonged to your grandfather. It's that vintage, about 1865. A gracious era with crinolines and beaver hats.
Still harping on that walking stick of yours, Martinson?
I've stated 1,000 times and in public, this stick was given me by Garibaldi. I'm proud of it.
Well, it's not really my business, of course, but don't you think, Martinson, you ought to stop lying to yourself? Even if you don't stop lying to the gullible public.
Well, that walking stick can be seen today in the Black Museum.
of the Criminal Investigation Department of the London Police, we bring you the dramatic stories of the crimes recorded by the objects in Scotland Yard's Gallery of Death, the Black Museum.
In the Black Museum, Scotland Yard's mausoleum of murder. Yes, here lies death. I make no virtue of killing, but I'm fascinated by the facts. Facts I've learned in this room, from these silent witnesses to the act of murder. Now, this is a plaster cast of a heel print. Found, it says on the small label, in a flower bed outside a ground floor window. Note the scratches in the rubber heel. Those markings led a man to the gallows. There's a steel file, sharp-pointed, well-tempered, meant for cutting metal cleanly. This file, it was not used to escape a prison. No, it was used to put a man in prison. This file became a weapon. Cut through human flesh and bone. Here we are, the walking stick. It came from Glasgow more than 80 years ago, 1865. Its owner was Dr. Richard Martinson, an interesting fellow. Loved to give lectures, sometimes with lantern slides on places where he said he'd been.
This is Capri, lovely isle in the Mediterranean, loveliest of all the seven seas. Here, as you can observe, blue waters with a picturesque coastline, adding their soft...
He had the soul of a poet, apparently, this Dr. Martinson, and he was, according to himself, a great lover of liberty.
I knew Garibaldi, whose courage was as great as man's can be. Garibaldi set freedom above life. He gave me my walking stick as a token of the high esteem in which he held me. Altogether a remarkable man.
Of course, there were those in Glasgow who were skeptical, perhaps with reason.
Capri, my foot. Martinson's never been out of the British Isles except for 1 week in Paris. And as for that Garibaldi nonsense, balderdash.
The discussions about his veracity didn't help Dr. Martinson's practice. This was something of a pity, as the doctor had a wife who was chronically ill.
And how are we today, Sylvia, my dear?
Oh, as well as I can expect, Richard.
Have you had anything to eat today?
I don't have any appetite, you know that.
The tonic I gave you is to stimulate your appetite, dear.
Oh, I can't abide the tonic, Richard. I'm sorry, but I can't.
You make me feel rather inadequate, darling. Not only as a provider, but as a doctor as well.
Oh, don't feel like that, Richard, please. It's not you. You're doing your best, I know.
I hope I am, my dear. I truly hope I am.
It is a little strange. I'm the one who's ill, and I'm doing the...
But Dr. Martinson bore up under his trials. He bore up rather well. And then company came to stay.
Richard, I don't believe you're giving Sylvia proper attention.
Now, Mother, to me, she's getting the best medical care available.
And she still won't eat. Richard, you're a fool. I won't have my daughter neglected. I won't have it.
You won't have it. So you suppose I enjoy it?
I've made up my mind, Richard. I'm taking over where Sylvia is concerned. First thing necessary is strength.
Oh, yes. Mrs. Toomey had come to stay a while. And she made her presence felt at once in the kitchen.
Evelyn, I want to make my daughter something light and tasty. Do you have any tapioca in the house?
And, of course, in the bedroom. Particularly in the bedroom.
Put the tray on the dresser, Evelyn.
Yes, Mum. Mother, what is it you're doing now?
Just rest yourself, dear. You may go, Evelyn.
Yes, Mum. Of course. But, Mother...
Hush, darling. Your mother's here now. And you're going to start eating at once.
Oh, Mother.
Now, it's tapioca. Light. Really tasty.
Oh, Mother, I can't. I won't.
Look, I'll put some sugar on it. Right from the bowl. There we are. Now, doesn't that look appetizing?
Oh, I can't stand the sight of it, really, Mother. I'm not a child.
Look, I'll eat some. Do you remember, dear, how I used to get you to eat when you were a tiny lass? By eating from your plate myself, like this. Now it's your turn, dear. Come on.
Of course it didn't work. Would it work with you? Of course not. Mrs. Toomey ate all the tapioca herself.
Doctor! Oh, Doctor! Please open the door, Doctor! Doctor!
Evelyn, what in the name of...
Oh, Doctor, she's taken so sick.
Who has taken sick, girl? My wife?
Oh, no, sir. It's the old... it's Mrs. Toomey. She's taken dreadful sick. Moaning and groaning and all. She woke me up, she did. With the noise of it.
Richard, please. His mother.
It seems so, dear.
Oh, please do something, Doctor, please.
All right. I'll go to her. Meanwhile, you get your coat on and run for Dr. Barkley on the High Street. Hurry now. I hesitate to treat my wife's mother.
That's quite ethical, you know. If you're a doctor, you don't treat members of your family yourself. Dr. Barkley, despite his reservations concerning his colleague, honored his own Hippocratic oath. He returned at once with Evelyn.
Oh, take my coat, girl. Where's the patient?
Yes, sir. In there.
Good of you to come over so quickly, Barkley, in spite of everything.
Our job, Martinson, is to heal the sick. Now, let me see the patient.
First, Barkley, I think you should see this.
Oh, where did you find it?
Near her bed. She reeks from the stuff.
Oh, then this is nothing more than an ordinary drug.
I would diagnose it as something more. She's been taking some of this, apparently.
I know that sedative. Opium base. What's your diagnosis, Martinson?
Apoplexy. She's the choleric type, you know, apparently subject to these attacks. Now, if you'd care to examine the patient, Doctor, I should be glad to give you whatever assistance.
Barkley examined the suffering woman, prescribed a sedative, and went on his way. He called again the next morning.
Oh, she seems to be resting comfortably, Martinson. She'll be all right in a day or two, I'm sure. If you want me, send the girl.
The coolness between the two medical men remained, and succeeding events didn't tend to improve their relationship.
Richard, my mother, and I'm the one who's sick.
It must come to all of us, Sylvia. Your mother lived a full life. Now she is at rest.
But I miss her. I miss her terribly.
The passing of her mother was extremely upsetting to Sylvia Martinson. Her husband, qualified physician that he was, used to the sight of death, seemed somewhat affected himself. His wife was not present to see him.
Evelyn, I want you to see something.
Yes, Doctor?
This bottle. Remember it?
Well, of course, sir. I bought it from the chemist myself. Mrs. Toomey sent me. She said it was for sleeping.
When was that exactly, Evelyn?
Day before yesterday. The day she came.
And the bottle was full then?
Oh, yes, sir.
And now...
Well, you can see for yourself, Doctor. More than half the medicine's gone.
Exactly. And I want you to remember this if there should be any question. Understand?
Yes, sir.
I've made out and signed the death certificate. Can you find your way to the registrar's office?
Oh, yes, sir.
Go there, then. I'll give you a note. File this paper. I've certified the cause of death as apoplexy. Understand?
An obedient girl, that Evelyn. Not too bright, perhaps, but obedient. Very loyal to the doctor. In fact, her loyalty had a tendency to brim over at the edges.
I think he's a grand man, grand.
And why, may I ask?
Well, you only cook for him, Mrs. Bemis. You don't see him at the front of the house like I do. So considerate, so kindly.
Have some more cheese, Evie.
Thank you, I will. Now, this cheese, he went to the other end of the city for it, just to tempt the madam to eat something. But she wouldn't touch any of it.
It's a husband's duty to care for his wife.
The doctor does more than his duty. Spends all that time at her bedside. Tries to help her every way he can.
Maybe it's because he's got so much time on his hands, not having many patients and all. I'll have a bit more of that cheese myself. I heard over the fence yesterday, half the neighborhood is talking of what a prevaricator he is. With his walking stick from the Italian. Nonsense.
If he said it was a gift...
And then you can be sure it was not. A great one for making up...
A bit of below-stairs gossip, a touch of the local scandal that kept patients away from the doctor's door, just some gossip at the end of the servants' dinner as they lingered over the cheese poor sick Sylvia had refused. Yes. The cheese.
Evelyn! The bicarbonate! Oh, where does the doctor keep his bicarbonate of soda?
Well, I think in the medicine cabinet. I don't feel so well myself. I'll get it.
Oh, hurry. Oh, my stomach's that twisted. It must have been the cheese. Oh, it did taste a bit tangy. Oh, hurry. Oh, no, thank heaven. The poor mistress refused to touch it.
Thank heaven, yes. Oh, if I can find the soda, if I can find it quickly without...
Another tiny piece of the puzzle. Another incident. The cheese which the wife refused. As she refused nearly every other food in the house. As she literally starved herself. Wasting away. Slowly.
I'm glad you called me when you did, Morrison. Your wife's in bad shape. Looks as if she hadn't eaten or slept in days.
Poor Sylvia. She's had gastric fever for months, you know.
No, I didn't know. High time you called me. Here, send your girl for this sedative. We'll get her some sleep. Then we'll try to take care of her properly. You can't dodge truth with this, Doctor, as you do with your walking stick.
Oh, Mother, I see you. You're here.
Doctor, what's happening? She's talking to her mother.
It happens sometimes in the crisis of gastric fever. The patient has hallucinations induced by weakness.
Oh, Mother, help me. I'm afraid to die.
Oh, Doctor, can you do nothing? Doctor, she's dead. She's gone.
No. Sylvia. No.
Dr. Martinson's grief seemed genuine. How much of everything was play acting, and how much was truth? And the answer to that question lay in the doctor's own hands, in the shape of a walking stick. That same stick that can be seen today in the Black Museum. They took Sylvia Martinson to Edinburgh, to her own family, to place her with her mother. Her heartbroken husband took the long, slow journey, and it was long and slow in 1865. At the church.
No, it isn't so. I cannot accept it. I cannot. Wait. Before you take my beloved away, let me kiss her sweet lips once more.
A trifle overdone, don't you think? Well, perhaps it was sincere. However, the emotion was not considered unseemly. However, other things were considered so, and people at times made it their business to call the attention of strangers to such happenings.
Here's a peculiar business, Stuart. Just another letter, Sergeant. A crank, I'd say.
I'd like to think so, but this fella seems to know what he's talking about.
Are you certain it's a man, Sergeant?
Well, do you notice the signature? Amicus Judici, friend of justice, masculine, a man.
Uses a foreign language.
Latin, that's what it is, Latin.
I thought only doctors knew Latin, and chemists, to read the prescriptions the doctors write.
You haven't read the letter yet. Read it, Stuart. Read it carefully.
Gentlemen of the police, it appears to me that a man who falsifies the way he obtained a walking stick and creates fantasies of travels he never experienced may well be a subject for suspicion in other matters. Odd? Why?
Go on. Keep reading.
The man whose fabrications have entertained some and bored a great many more is the same man whose mother-in-law died some few weeks ago under rather strange circumstances at his house in Sauchiehall Street.
Yesterday, this man's wife also died under strange circumstances. This man is Dr. Richard Martinson, and it is the writer's belief that a thorough investigation can be only of benefit. Either it will restore public confidence in a man of medicine, or it will uncover a murderer. Amicus Judicii. Well...
They never found the writer of that letter, but in the Martinson house, which was searched, Warren provided, with a great deal of thoroughness, while Evelyn Warren looked on.
Found this, Sergeant. Medicine bottle. Oh, nothing particularly out of the ordinary about that in the doctor's house. Or is there now? Is there, my girl?
Oh, no, sir. Nothing at all. We have dozens.
All with the label? Sleeping draught, Mrs. Toomey as directed? All of them?
No, sir. Only one. That one.
Not much left in it, is there? Anyone been taking it?
Oh, no, sir. The doctor was very definite. No one was to touch it. He showed it me just after the old Mrs. Toomey passed on.
Stuart.
Yes, sir.
I want an analysis of the contents of this bottle, and I want a copy of the prescription from the chemist who filled it.
But there couldn't be anything wrong with it, sir. Well, I fetched it from the chemist shop myself.
Oh, you did, girl. Good. Then you can take us there.
The analysis was over quickly enough. The report was quite brief.
Here it is, Sergeant. 10% mineral poison antimony. Sufficient to kill a strong man, let alone an elderly lady.
Next stop, the chemist, where Evelyn Warren had obtained the sedative.
My name's Pine, sir. Sergeant Pine, CID, Glasgow Police.
Yes, Sergeant.
Do you know this girl?
Not by name, sir. But you are Dr. Martinson's maid, aren't you?
Yes, sir. I am.
Good enough. Perhaps you'll tell me what was in this sleeping draught the girl had here.
It's a standard mixture, Sergeant. Some opium, not very much. We sell only small quantities. Some people have been known to boil it, evaporate the other contents to get at the opium itself.
Any mineral poison antimony in it?
Poison?
Quiet, girl. Well, sir?
That's tartar emetic you speak of, Sergeant. There'll be nothing like that in our sleeping draught.
You're positive?
Oh, yes. Of course, Dr. Martinson did obtain some of the emetic from us occasionally in the past few months.
Enough to cause trouble?
He's a doctor, Sergeant. He'd know how and when to use it.
The telegraph wires, it was 1865, remember, pumped between Glasgow and Edinburgh.
Edinburgh Police CID official. Request exhumation order and autopsy, Mrs. Harry Toomey, daughter, Mrs. Richard Martinson. Suspect homicide, wire reply, Pine, Sergeant, Glasgow Police CID.
The wheels were turning, even while the wheels of the train bringing Richard Martinson back to Glasgow were slowing to a stop in the railway station.
Dr. Richard Martinson?
Yes, I am he.
I'll have to ask you to come with me, sir.
May I ask who you are and how you knew my name?
Detective Stewart, sir, CID. Your description was given me, particularly the walking stick.
Oh, yes, this. Given me by Garibaldi, a great man. Am I under arrest?
The sergeant has a few questions, sir. If you'd step this way, I have a hansom waiting. Sorry to put you to all this, Doctor, but it can't.
Didn't wait for the autopsies. They took the doctor in charge, as they put it, at once. Suspicion of murder was the booking. A short while later.
Report from Edinburgh, Stuart. Both women were poisoned. The wife was full of arsenic. Apparently, he'd been getting into her for quite some time. It's a cumulative poison.
The charge was changed simply to murder. The trial paraded the usual number of experts and police officers to the witness box. The medical evidence was almost overwhelming. But through it all, not one shred of motive. No one could find a reason for these deaths. Until, at last, the Solicitor General, the public prosecutor in those days, brought in a surprise witness.
Your name, please, miss?
Evelyn Warren.
Miss Warren. We understand you were the housemaid in the establishment of the prisoner.
Yes.
During your employment in that household, did the prisoner make any advances to you? Did he? Answer me, Miss Warren.
Yes.
When did this happen? Before his wife fell ill?
Yes.
What did you do about it?
I spoke to the mistress. I asked to be let go.
What did she say?
That I was to stay and she would speak to the doctor.
Did she?
I don't know.
Did the advances continue?
Yes.
Did he ever ask you to marry him? Did he ever promise to marry you after his wife died? Answer me, did he?
Yes, sir. But only once, sir. Only once.
Was this the motive? Counsel for the defense refused to accept it. Naturally. Strangely enough, the defendant never took the witness stand in his own cause. Not once during the trial did he utter a word. It was almost as if he welcomed punishment, as if he were already walking out to meet it. The judge spent a part of his charge to the jury on the question of motive.
The question of motive is not your concern in this case. Why this murder was committed is of no moment. How it was done, by whom. If murder was committed, and if it was, did Dr. Martinson commit it? You have heard the evidence. Now you will consider your verdict. And during every moment of your deliberations, remember, the decision you make can never be undone.
The jury was out exactly 55 minutes. The verdict they brought in gave the judge no choice of sentence.
Richard Martinson, you stand before us found guilty of the terrible crime of premeditated homicide. It is the sentence of this court that you be carried from the bar to the prison and there be detained until the 1st of July, 1865, and upon that day to be hanged by the neck until dead.
And the walking stick, the evidence which helped the slender value of the doctor's word, that stick which helped to hang him, can be found today in the Black Museum. Why did he do it? What had he to gain? In modern terms, what compulsion drove Richard Martinson to sacrifice his future as a physician to the lies of his lectures, to the fabrication of his walking stick story, to the murder of his wife and her mother? Perhaps today's psychologists would have the answer. In 1865, no one had the answer, not even Richard Martinson himself. He did state just before he died, I can assign no motive for the conduct which actuated me beyond a species of terrible madness and the use of ardent spirits. And now, till we meet next time, till we meet in the same place, and I tell you another story about the Black Museum, I remain, as always, obediently yours.
The Mutual Broadcasting System presents The Mysterious Traveler. Written, produced, and directed by Robert A. Arthur and David Cogan, and starring tonight two of radio's foremost personalities, Santos Ortega and Ann Shepard, in Out of the Past.
This is the Mysterious Traveler, inviting you to join me on another journey into the realm of the strange and the terrifying. I hope you will enjoy the trip, that it will thrill you a little and chill you a little. So settle back, get a good grip on your nerves, and be comfortable, if you can, as you hear Out of the Past. Your name is Joan Morgan, and as you stand looking over Central Park from your penthouse terrace on this beautiful spring day, you can't help but feel you're the luckiest woman living. You're young, attractive, fairly wealthy, and happily married to a Broadway actor. Yes, Joan, there's little more you could ask for. The doorbell rings. You run to the door to greet your husband, Keith, who's home from his matinee performance.
Hello, beautiful. How's my one and only?
Hello, darling. Oh, Keith, no wonder every actress wants to have you for her leading man.
Nonsense. I'll have you know the only person I kiss like that is my wife.
Better say that. How was the matinee today?
Fine. I got 7 curtain calls. Oh, here's the afternoon mail. I picked it up at the desk.
Anything for me?
I haven't looked it over, dear.
Oh, yes, here's one for me. 3 others for you, dear.
Let's see. This one's a bill from the hotel management. Darling, we're living beyond our means.
Oh, Keith, you're not going to start that again, are you? Well, we have over $500,000.
I've told you a dozen times I won't touch that money. It's yours, not mine.
Darling, it isn't a question of it being yours or mine. It's ours.
Joan, I made it clear to you when we got married that we'd have to live on the money I earn.
Then what'll I do with my money if you won't allow me to spend it?
Well, someday we'll have 6 children. You can save it for that.
All right, darling. I wonder who my letter can be from.
You rip open the envelope, Joan, as Keith looks at the rest of his mail. For a moment you feel as if your heart has stopped. Then it begins to beat wildly. Over and over you read the 2 sentences. A friend from Europe expects you tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock at the Hotel Edgewood. Please bring $25,000 in cash, or else I shall be forced to take action. John Benedict.
Joan, what is it? What's wrong, darling?
What did you say?
You look so upset. Is it that letter you're reading?
Letter? No. No.
Well, then, if it isn't the letter, what is it?
It's nothing, darling, nothing at all. It's just that I have a headache.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I get you something?
No, Keith, no. I'll be all right. All I need is a little rest.
Come in, won't you, Joan? Sorry to have kept you waiting.
Martin, you must help me.
Why, of course, Joan. You know I'd do anything for you. Sit down and tell me about it.
Martin, I'm in trouble. I'm in great trouble.
But, Joan, what is it? What's wrong?
I'm being blackmailed.
Blackmailed?
Yes.
By whom?
A man named John Benedict. I don't know who he is. But I received a letter from him yesterday afternoon.
There's only one thing to do, and that's to go to the police. I'll call the district attorney.
No. I can't go to the police.
Why not?
This man, Benedict, knows something I can't afford to have exposed.
What does he know, Joan?
Please, don't ask me. I know that you were my father's best friend, but I can't tell you. Believe me, if it ever gets out, it would ruin my marriage. My life. I couldn't stand to lose Keith. I couldn't. I'd rather die.
All right, Joan. I think you're making a mistake, but I'll help you. How much money does this man Benedict want?
A half hour later, you enter a dingy hotel and go to room 14. As Martin opens the door, he reveals a squalid, dimly lit room. For the first time, Joan, you see John Benedict. He's a tall, heavy man with coarse features and a thick black beard. In the half-light, he appears to be about 50. His clothes are of fine English cut, but time and wear have taken their toll. He stares at you for a moment, Joan, then speaks.
How do you do, Mrs. Morgan? Won't you please come in?
Thank you. This is Mr. Walker, friend.
Yes, of course. I trust you will forgive me these dismal surroundings, but alas, I am quite penniless.
So you thought it would be an excellent idea to blackmail this lady for funds?
I am afraid you misunderstand me, Mr. Walker. I am not forcing this beautiful lady to give me £5,000. Rather, I am, shall we say, requesting a loan.
Yes, but if she doesn't give you this loan, you'll ruin her marriage or her life.
It would distress me to ruin anyone's life. But then it also distresses me to live in a pigsty like this.
A much more suitable place would be the state penitentiary.
Martin, please don't talk like that.
Evidently, Mrs. Morgan, your friend is more interested in having me placed in prison than in saving you from disaster. I'm afraid you have not revealed our little secret to Mr. Walker.
No. No, I haven't.
Well, then, perhaps if we were to tell him, he would not be quite so eager to imprison me. Perhaps if he knew that at one time you had...
No. Don't say any more. I'll pay you.
Allow me to commend you on your good judgment.
Martin, give him the money. Give it to him.
Very well. Here's your filthy blood money.
Thank you. I think you have been very wise, Mrs. Morgan. Very wise indeed. Good day.
In the weeks that follow, Joan, you try to forget Mr. Benedict and the terrifying secret he shares with you. But you aren't successful, are you? Everywhere you go, you unconsciously find yourself fearfully looking for him. Life has become tense, frightening. Then one afternoon, while Keith is at rehearsal of a new play, you receive a phone call. A call that sends you in a panic to Martin Walker's office.
Martin, I've heard from him again.
Benedict?
Yes, he phoned an hour ago. He wants $50,000.
50,000? Maybe now you'll have sense enough to let me turn this over to the police.
No, I can't do that.
You mean you're going to buy him off a second time?
Yes, I must.
But you can't. What's to prevent his extorting money from you a third or a fourth time? He'll squeeze you dry.
The money doesn't matter, do you hear? Nothing matters but keeping what Benedict knows from Keith. If Keith finds out, it'll mean the end of everything for me. Everything.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Morgan. Oh, I see you brought Mr. Walker. And I was counting on a pleasant afternoon. May I take your coat?
No.
Benedict, what do you mean by asking for $50,000? We paid you $25,000. That was supposed to keep your mouth shut.
Well, it has. Up to now. But as you can see by this suite of rooms, Mr. Walker, it takes money to live lavishly. Therefore, I shall need more.
Well, you shan't have it. We paid you off once. We're not paying you off again. There's a limit to what anyone will pay.
Yes, quite true, Mr. Walker. But the limit has not been reached as yet.
You swine. If I had my way, I'd call the police and put you where you belong.
Mrs. Morgan, I am afraid you are allowing your friend to go too far. I have but to pick up this telephone, and your world will come crashing down about.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't. Martin, give him the money.
But June...
Give it to him. I can't stand this any longer.
Very well. Here it is, Benedict. But I warn you, you'd better not try anything further. There is such a thing as pushing a person too far.
I shall try to remember that, Mr. Walker. Thank you for your advice. And the money.
You're trembling with fear as you leave Benedict's luxurious suite, aren't you, Joan? And even when you reach your own apartment, the fear hasn't left you. Weeks pass, and life is a nightmare. Every time someone knocks at the door or the phone rings, your heart begins to beat wildly. And worst of all, Keith senses something is wrong.
I'll answer it.
But I'm much closer to it there.
Hello?
Is this Mr. Morgan's apartment?
Yes?
This is the stage manager at the theater. Will you please remind Mr. Morgan of the special matinee we're giving today?
Oh, yes. Yes, I'll tell him. It was a theater calling, Keith, to remind you of today's special performance.
I haven't forgotten. It's only 2:05. I still have a few minutes before I have to leave. Joan.
Yes.
What is it, darling? What's come over you?
Come over me?
Yes. These past weeks, you've been just a bundle of nerves. Every time the phone rings or the mail arrives, you begin to tremble. What's wrong?
Darling, you're just imagining all that.
Joan, stop acting as though I were a child. I can see something's wrong, and I want to know what it is.
Keith, please. There's nothing... Who could that be?
Never mind, I'll get it.
No,
you just sit
Keith,
where you
I would
are and
rather...
rest.
Look, darling, you have to get to the...
Yeah?
To the... What's taking him so long? Why doesn't he come back? Keith? Who is it? Keith!
Joan, what is it? Why did you scream like that?
I didn't scream. Who was that at the door?
Well, it was just a special delivery boy. He brought this special delivery for you.
Special delivery?
Yes, here.
Thank you.
Aren't you going to open it? After all, it is a special delivery.
Yes. Of course.
I never saw anyone so afraid of a letter. Who's it from? Joan, what's wrong?
Nothing. Nothing. No.
Don't tell me that. You look as though you were going to collapse. Now, give me that letter.
No,
I said,
please.
give it to me.
No, please.
Yeah, that's better. Perhaps this letter will tell me what's wrong. Why, it's only one sentence. I will phone you at 2. There isn't even a signature. Who wrote this note, Joan?
I don't know.
You must know, else why would you have grown so pale? We'll phone you at 2. It's almost 2 now. I'll wait for that call.
Keith, please. You must have faith in me.
All these weeks I've had faith, said nothing, hoping you'd tell me what was wrong. Now I must find out for myself. Well, right on time. It's just 2 o'clock.
Please, don't answer.
Take your phone. Take your hand off the phone,
Please,
Joan.
Keith, no.
I said
won't
take
let
your
you
hand off the
answer it.
phone.
No.
Hello? 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 No answer. Never called, hung up when they heard my voice. I suppose you won't tell me who it is? All right, then. I have to leave for the matinee now. I won't be home for dinner, but when I return after tonight's performance, we'll have this out once and for all.
Please. I just can't tell you. If you'd only
Goodbye,
wait.
Joan.
Keith. I can't. Oh, darling. If only I could tell you. If only I could. But I know you wouldn't want me then. How could you? How could you if you... Must be he. Must be he again. Hello?
Good afternoon, Mrs. Morgan.
You promised you'd leave me alone, that I'd never hear from you again. That was only a month ago.
Yes, I know. But then, I am always making promises I cannot keep.
You've ruined everything, everything. My husband read the special delivery letter you sent. He answered the phone when you called a few minutes ago. How can I explain?
Oh, that should not be too difficult for a clever woman like yourself. And you are a clever woman, are you not?
What do you want? I'm tired of your playing cat and mouse with me.
I intend to call on you at 5:30 this afternoon.
I won't pay you another cent. Do you hear? There's no end to your demands.
You may expect me at 5:30.
No.
And do not have Walker there.
No, I won't see you. I won't... Hello? 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 I won't see
Good afternoon, Mrs. Morgan. As you can see, I am right on time. It's exactly 5:30. This is a lovely penthouse you have. It's good to see you without Walker around.
How can you do this to me? I've never harmed you. Why do you insist on ruining my life? Why?
My dear lady, the last thing I desire to do is to ruin your life. Unfortunately, the world you and I live in being what it is, I am forced by circumstances to live by my wits.
If I give you the money now, how do I know you won't be back in another month?
Oh, that is very simple. Because after you pay me off this time, there would not be any point in my bothering you again.
What do you mean?
I mean, Mrs. Morgan, that this time I want $500,000.
$500,000?
Yes. If I am not mistaken, that is what the balance of your fortune amounts to. Do you not see? Once you have paid it over to me, there would be no point in my bothering you anymore. Simple, is it not?
You must be mad.
I? Oh, no, Mrs. Morgan, not I. Come now, you love your husband and he loves you. There are years and years of happiness before you. If he does not learn your little secret, you are wise. You will turn the money over to me.
I can't. If I were to withdraw $500,000, he'd find out about it.
Ah, but there is always the chance that he won't. You do not do as I ask, I shall be forced to reveal the secret.
No.
Yes, Mrs. Morgan. Your husband will learn that while you were in England in 1939, you murdered your sweetheart.
I won't listen.
But your husband will. And he will learn that after you committed this murder, you spent the following 8 years in an English insane asylum.
No, you can't tell him. You can't.
Think of what a sensation the tabloids will make out of it. And think of what people will say.
No.
Your husband would have to divorce.
No.
So, fainted, have you? That is not going to help you, Mrs. Morgan.
Martin, I just got your message at the theater. Where's Joan? What's wrong? She's in her bedroom with Dr. Richards. It seems that she... Here's Dr. Richards now.
Doctor, what's wrong?
Keith, you must prepare yourself for a shock.
Oh, what's happened?
A half hour ago, one of your neighbors on the floor heard Joan weeping and screaming hysterically. The manager knew I was your doctor and sent for me.
But why was she weeping and screaming?
She's had a breakdown.
Breakdown?
Yes.
Well, I want to see her. I must.
Very well, Keith, but only for a moment. Mr. Walker, I'm afraid you'll have to wait here.
I understand, Doctor.
Keith, you must keep a grip on yourself.
All right. Joan. Darling. It's Pete.
You stay away from me. Stay away, both of you. Don't come near me.
Doctor, she doesn't even recognize me.
Yes, Keith,
I know who you are. You can't fool me. One of you is Mr. Benedict. Maybe both of you are Mr. Benedict. Yes. I know what you're here for, but I won't let you. I won't let you.
She's completely out of her mind.
I know you're both Mr. Benedict. You can't fool me.
Who's this Benedict she keeps talking about?
I don't know, Keith. She feels she's being persecuted by this Benedict fellow. He may be real, and again, he may be a figment of her imagination.
She's deathly afraid of him.
Yes, she sees everyone as this fellow Benedict. I tried to give her a sedative, but she grows violent when I approach.
Well, can't you do something for her?
I've already sent for an ambulance. She'd be much better off in a hospital where she can have constant medical care. Come along, Keith.
How is she, Doctor?
Well, it may be a long time before she recovers. I'm going down to the lobby, wait for the ambulance. I suggest you two stay here. Keep an eye on her. I've left the door to her room open.
All right, Doctor.
Shouldn't be more than a few minutes.
How do you feel, Keith? tired, if you want to know.
Well, it's only natural. These past 2 months have been quite strenuous for you. But with $500,000 and a wife who'll probably never be in any condition to ask you about it, you've done quite well.
Quite well? That's an understatement. Name one actor, living or dead, who could have given as great a performance of Mr. Benedict as I did.
You were superb as Benedict, I admit.
Superb? Why, I was magnificent. The costume, the makeup, my accent, simply perfect. I tell you, it was the greatest performance ever given. What a pity you weren't here at 5:30 this afternoon.
I'm sure I missed the performance of the A's.
I outdid myself. You should have heard me.
Yes, Mrs. Morgan. Your husband will learn that while you were in England in 1939, you murdered your, sweetheart. That after you committed this murder, you spent the following 8 years in an English insane asylum. It's really a pity I played my greatest role to an audience of one.
Well, yes, Keith, but you were probably the highest paid actor in the world. I'm sure that $500,000 for 2 months' work, less my share, of course, is something of a record.
Yes, it probably is.
I heard you, Mr. Benedict. You can't fool me.
Joan!
I know one of you is Mr. Benedict. Or are you both Mr. Benedict? Yes, you both must be Mr. Benedict. That's clever. That disguise you use, that's clever. But you can't fool me.
She must have overheard you. That brought her out of her room. Yes,
no matter how many disguises you use, I know you. No, don't you come near me. Don't come near me.
She's got a gun.
Come near me.
Put that gun down.
I'm not going to let you tell. I'm not going to let
No,
you
don't.
tell.
Don't, Joan. You shot me.
Oh, Joan, no. I'm not Mr. Benedict. He's...
You'll never tell Keith now. Never, never, never.
This is the mysterious traveler again. Did you enjoy our trip? Too bad about poor Keith and Martin. Such interesting scoundrels. That fellow Keith was certainly a remarkable actor, wasn't he? But, like so many actors, he overplayed his role. With fatal results. What happened to Joan Morgan? Well, the poor woman was committed to an institution where after several years of treatment, she recovered completely. However, she still has a deathly fear of actors. Oh, you'll have to get off here. I'm sorry. But I'm sure we'll meet again. I take this same train every week at the same time.
You've just heard The Mysterious Traveler, a series of dramas of the strange and terrifying. The role of the mysterious traveler is played by Maurice Tarplin. Others in the cast were Santos Ortega, Ann Shepard, and Roger DeKoven. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
Sunrise and sunset, promise and fulfillment, birth and death. The whole drama of life is written in the sands of time. We present a new series of radio programs, The Clock. You if I said I was a rather frivolous fellow? Well, I am. Oh, I know your answer. You'll say the family heirloom's been ticking away for 60 years and has never lost a second. But I'm a practical joker in other ways, and I'll prove it. For instance, when it's 12 o'clock noon in New York City, it's 5 p.m. in Paris. Really. And when it's 5 p.m. in Paris, everyone in Bombay will insist that it's 10:30. And in Hong Kong, now hold on to your hat springs. In Hong Kong, it's 1 a.m. of the following day. Yes, it's 6 p.m. in the Amsterdam while it's midnight in Singapore, and they're having a late breakfast in Mexico City while they're serving dinner in Bucharest. And it's off to work in Los Angeles while the karaokers are sipping cocktails in Rio de Janeiro. Rio. Beautiful Rio. The loveliest city in all the world. A city where anything can happen and everything does.
Senora? I'd like 2 martinis, please. Very dry.
I speak a little English, madame.
Oh, my friend will be along just a moment.
Yes, madame. You are new in Rio, madame.
Brand new.
You like it?
Oh, it's marvelous. I'm going to Belem tomorrow. What's it like in Belem?
Belem? Oh, see, Belem is on the Amazon River.
So I've been told.
It is hot in Belem, very hot. Many bugs.
That sounds encouraging. Well, my husband ought to like it. Bugs are his specialty. He's an entomologist.
Como?
An entomologist. He catches bugs. He's also an explorer. And a bore. Now, hurry up with those martinis. I'm simply parched, would you?
Yes, madame.
Eva, there you are.
Barry! Where have you been?
I'm so sorry I'm late.
How could you be? We have so little time.
He's leaving?
Tomorrow.
Taking you with him?
Yes, isn't it frightful? Barry is taking me up the Amazon as far as Manaus. Then he's going into the unexplored territory alone.
Yes. The end of the world. You'll strangle there in the heat.
It looks disgusting.
2 martinis, very dry.
Thank you. Darling, let's take the drinks over that corner table. Too many of these people here can understand English.
Barry, darling, what do we do?
You care?
I care. How can you be so careless? Ever since we've met, I've thought of no one else in the world. Barry, I've never loved a man the way I love you.
What about Charles?
My husband ought to be an idiot. I can't stand him anymore. You know that.
Yes, yet you're leaving me.
What else can I do? If I insist on staying here, he might become suspicious.
Yes, you're right, of course. We have one other choice.
One other choice?
I'm going to meet you in Manaus.
We can't risk it, Barry.
Why not? I'll arrive there after he's gone. I'll leave before he gets back. If he gets back.
What do you mean? If he gets back?
You realize where that fool husband of yours is going? The headwaters of the Amazon is one of the wildest sections on Earth. Larry doesn't get him. The crocodiles might think the crocodiles in the south was always the Chevantes.
The Chevantes?
Yes, Indians. You know, they kill their victims in a very original way. They break their backs.
What a revolting idea.
Eve, I'm going with you. And you may be coming back alone with me.
Charles?
Yes, my dear.
Did you get Mrs. Kennington tissue?
Cleansing tissue isn't easy to find here in Manaus, 1,000 miles up the Amazon.
Good gravy, isn't it bad enough that I have to sit here in this oven and melt like a lump of butter without you making stupid remarks?
I'm sorry, Eve.
Give me a cigarette.
My dear, of course.
When are you leaving?
For the interior?
Yes.
I'll leave Manaus in the morning.
How long will you be gone?
8 weeks, perhaps longer. All depends.
Isn't it considered to be a very dangerous trip?
Oh, exceedingly.
I worry about you.
I've been through this fight before, but I'm going even deeper this time. I've been working for over a week on a specially prepared map. I'll be safe as long as I have it with me. Oh, by the way, guess who I ran into this afternoon?
Who, Charles?
That chap we met in Rio 2 months ago, Barry Crandon.
Really?
I happened to be at the waterfront making final preparations for the boat when his plane arrived.
Barry Crandon. I don't seem to remember him too well.
Oh, you must. A handsome chap. Very, very polished. The one who told us those amusing stories about the beerets.
Oh, yes, yes.
I was curious as to why he happened to come to this part of the country, so I asked him.
What? What did he say?
He's on a government mission. Something to do with winning over a few of the wilder Indian tribes. He's going into the same general territory that I am, so I invited him along.
I see.
Interesting fellow. I expect I'll be seeing a good deal of him the next few weeks.
Yes, Charles. I'm sure he will. Barry, can we be seen from here?
No, to make sure we weren't followed.
He's asked you to go with him into his jungle.
Yes, there's no way I could refuse his invitation either. No one goes into the jungle by himself if he can help it. He went too suspicious.
What do we do, darling?
There's only one way out. I'll have to go along with him. But I'll return alone.
Barry.
Do you love me?
You know I do.
What's that chance?
You mean you're going to...
Who'll know the difference? We're ambushed by the Indians. I get away. They'd send a military expedition into the jungle and find them, but they'll find him dead.
I never thought...
If you don't have the nerve, this is the time to say so. I'll leave Manaus on the next plane. We'll never see each other again.
Oh, no, Barry. I couldn't do it if you did.
It's all there waiting for us. If we have the nerve.
I suppose divorcing him would never be enough.
Darling, divorce. Look, your husband has one thing we need, one thing we haven't got.
Money?
Well, I'd take you as you are. You could live on what I got, but that ermine wrap of yours may have to go up for auction. We might have...
No, I'm not giving up the money, Barry. That's why I married him. And the things his money can buy are still as important to me as ever.
I'm not asking you to give it up. I'm only asking you to share it with me.
All right, Barry. Your way is the best way. But you're not going to do it alone.
What do you mean?
He'll take me with him, if I ask him.
Morning, Charles. Good morning, Barry. Is Mrs. Clifford awake yet? No, she's still asleep, poor thing. This heat is beginning to annoy her. Well, it's not doing my disposition any good either. I'll let her sleep as late as she can. We're going to land in a couple of hours, and she'll need all her energy for the trip ahead. We're going to land? The native boatman won't go any further. I'm worried about the Indians. Oh, I don't blame him. These savages are pretty rough on our side, as I understand. We're rather nervy to try to contact them. Oh, experience with Indians before, Bolivia, Ecuador. That's why they gave me the job, even though I am an American. Oh, I see. Charles, have you ever seen a shrunken head? Yes, once. Very odd-looking things, aren't they? Fancy getting into a hobby like that. They don't practice head shrinking here in Brazil, I once. No. But the jungle is full of Cervantes. They're backbreakers, man. It's so I've heard. Yes. I'm familiar with the Indian types, but I don't know as much about the jungle up here as you do. Well, it's practically impossible to find your way around without a map and a compass. Yes, that's true. And if you go too deep, even they won't help you. All on charter, eh? Exactly. They say that no one has ever come out of the interior alive. Of course, I don't expect to go that far in for my specimens. But what makes you risk your life for a few bugs, Charles? Oh, you see, I'm a scientist and a bit of an explorer. It's my work. Even though I don't make very much of a living by it. No, well, when a man inherits money, of course. I say, how did you know I inherited my money? Didn't you mention it once? Oh, perhaps. I don't remember. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. Incidentally, do you only carry one copy of that map, you mean? Yes. Well, I wonder if you do me a favor. Could you make me a copy, too? Oh, I reckon they separate for a while. I'd like to be able to find my way back. Well, there's no need for us to separate, but I'll make you a copy of the map if you wish. Oh, thanks. The boatman will wait for us on the riverbank some 15 miles from here. We'll take enough supplies to last 4 days. Then we can return, replenish our stores, and start out again in another direction. Oh, that's fine. If and when I manage to make contact with the Indians, let me handle it. Oh, naturally, oh boy.
Good morning.
Good morning. Why, it's nearly noon.
I'm afraid I overslept. Will you get me some coffee, Charles?
I'll have one of the men brew a fresh pot. Excuse me. Yes, certainly.
Great, look at that jungle.
We're landing in an hour or two. We'll push into the jungle for a day or so, then...
Don't talk about it. It makes me nervous.
So ridiculous, a fool. Giving me a copy of his map. It saves me the trouble of stealing the original. I'll get hold of his compass, of course, afterwards.
I wish it was over with.
It will be very shortly. The boatman will stay in the river. When we return, we'll tell them we were ambushed, and we'll go back to Manaus.
How will you kill him?
Well, I can't use a gun. I might find his body. There's only one really safe way. Eve, I'm going to take a point from the Indians and break his back.
Like the hour of day, the years also vary in different parts of the world. It's the second half of the 20th century in New York and London, but in certain parts of Tibet it may be the middle of the 17th century. And even this is a modern era compared to the jungles of Brazil. For the headwaters of the Amazon is one of the few places in the world where time has never existed. Things remain as they were thousands of years ago, and the life that swarms and crawls over everything provides a fitting symphony to the exhausting and terrifying heat.
Perspiration. We'll have to hack our way through from here with machetes, Barry. You sure you know where we are? Do you have your map handy? Yes, right here. Yes. Oh, dry. Now, where we have? Some 20 miles from the river. By following the map due south from here, we're only a day's march from the boat. I see. Just wanted to make certain we're sticking to a course.
Charles, when will we stop?
Go on a little farther, Eve. Make camp for the night. I'll go on ahead and you can follow single file, eh?
Harry.
Yes, I have a feeling he's beginning to sense that something's wrong.
For heaven's sake, get it over with. Let's leave this horrible place.
Now, look, I'll have to wait till tonight when he's asleep. Just a few more hours, Eve. We're free. Be patient. Time will be right very shortly. How many of those tubes you put in the car? 5. Good, you're keeping quiet.
Dad, go ahead. Do it now. Don't wait any longer.
All right. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Remember, we're supposed to be routed by the Indians.
You have the map?
Yes, I've got the one he gave.
And the compass?
No, it broke when he struggled like that. I've got his gun. The chamber's full of 6 bullets. It's all the ammunition I could find.
Will we need the gun?
No, I doubt it. According to this map here, we can...
What's that, Barry?
I don't know.
It sounds like a drum.
That's what it is, a tom-tom. The Shenandoah.
Barry!
Come on, we can't wait. Don't. We'll have to risk the jungle at night. Now follow me and hurry.
Barry, that's the thought.
Sorry, dear. I'm sorry. Just hold on for a minute. I don't hear them.
Neither do I.
I've lost them. Well, we can rest for a little while.
Oh, I'm hungry, Barry.
Look, we can make a fire. Maybe seen. I tell you what, we'll open some of his canned stuff. You can eat as much as you like. We'll reach the river by nightfall.
Can't we sleep for a while?
No, I'm afraid now we've got to get back to that boat.
Oh, Barry! What was it?
Tariff. There's the 2 bullets in the confounded thing.
Oh, it was an Indian.
Honey, I wish you'd hold on to your nerves. You don't have to jump at every blade of grass that moves.
I know that your hand wasn't any too steady. Look in those cans, Miss Eve. As weak as a cat.
What did I do with it?
What was it?
The can American.
Well, isn't it in the knapsack?
No, it must have been in the other one. I grabbed a few things out of Charles' knapsack in a hurry before we left.
For goodness sake, open those cans.
Well, what with my teeth?
Oh, don't tell me that the man of the world is completely helpless without a can opener. That's really rich.
Oh, look, stop being funny and give me a machete. I'll chop them open with that.
I haven't got it.
I had it 5 minutes ago.
I must have dropped it when the kids frightened me.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Barry. Oh, the machete.
No, time to rest. Forget it. Come on, let's get out of here.
Barry, don't get ahead of me, please.
Come on, hurry.
How much longer do we have to go?
According to the map, we should reach the river inside of 2 hours. Lost those drums, at any rate.
I'm thirsty.
Again?
Crazy, can't I even have a drink of water?
Here. You know, you'd make this trip a little more interesting if you'd stop using these phrases of yours like good gravy all the time. It's getting really tiresome.
Oh, shut up.
Don't tell me to shut up.
I will tell you to shut up. Shut up.
Look, you're with you at the canteen. Very nice work. Congratulations.
Didn't mean to.
You didn't mean to. Well, you meant to or not. The water's gone.
But it doesn't matter, does it? We cruise the river in an hour or two.
Look, come on. Let's not waste any more time. Look, get moving.
Over there.
Where?
Over there.
Oh. Not the river. It's just a jungle stream. There's dozens of them around here.
Oh. Well, at least we'll have more water.
Get some sense. Would you like a case of typhoid to go with it?
Typhoid?
You can't touch that water. Typhoid, Ammobic dysentery. Those bugs just thrive in these marshes.
Oh. Let's keep going.
Wait a minute.
What is it?
Look at this map.
Is anything wrong?
No. We weren't supposed to run across the stream this side. It's not marked here.
Barry, we haven't lost our way.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. The map is perfect. According to the sun, we're moving in the right direction.
Barry!
It's a jaguar.
He's in that tree.
Don't move him. Too bad I couldn't get him with one shot. I have 2 bullets left. Come on, we gotta get back to the boat.
Time and bullets are running out for even, Barry. Only the jungle is timeless, not human life. Listen.
Monkeys, those crazy monkeys, I could strangle them.
Barry, I can't go on.
All right.
I'm too thirsty.
How do you think I feel?
You look the way you feel. You look like a washed-out rat.
Really? I wouldn't talk. I were you. It's too bad you haven't got a mirror.
What do you mean?
Not the makeup base and the fancy lipstick. You're not exactly a beauty contest one yourself. Look at you. Look at you. Filthy bargain.
Don't you talk to me like that. Sorry I ever came with you. I'm sorry I ever laid eyes on you. Hateful, you're hateful.
What a chump I think of it. Instead of sitting in a comfortable hotel in Rio, I had to chase all the way up here after you.
You won't have to chase me any longer when we get out of this jungle.
The pleasure will be all mine.
There.
There's a stream over there.
Water. Okay, there's some water.
Wait. Maybe we can take a chance and boil some. Come on. Water. Eat. It's 2 hours ago.
Oh, no.
Yes, it is. I remember the rock bubbles. And look, there are footprints under that.
You've been going around in circles, Barry.
Where's that map? Put it inside the map. What's that when
What's that?
I don't know. It's like some kind of a diary or something.
Oh, I remember the Charles's logbook. Set on the trip.
Scoops it up with some of the cram stuff. Now let's see. Heck.
Here's the map, Barry.
Look at
it.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
Listen. Today, I knew for certain that my wife was in love with Barry Crampton. That's good. Planning to murder me, I'm not sure. However, I'm making a few plans of my own just in case. I am killed. I have to follow the map I made for Barry and made to... Map is connected.
Oh, no.
They find themselves going around in circles. You'll never count the jungle alive.
Come back.
Going around in circles, we can't move the spot. Shouldn't run right into those savages. Trace their steps.
We'll run the other way.
No. Deeper into the jungle.
We've got to do something. We can't stay here.
Come last night, too. Come closer. I found it.
I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
Before they kill you with it. Once I saw a picture brought back from the jungle as a victim. It was the most horrible thing I'd ever seen.
No, not Peter, sir.
Bullets left from this gun. You want to share them with me?
No, I would choose.
No.
All right. Don't shoot me. Get it over with, Juicy.
All right. You said I haven't. I can't kill myself.
Oh, neither can I.
I want to take a shot at those monkeys.
You're crazy. You're going out of your mind.
Don't worry. Just sit down. Sit down and wait.
Wait.
Very thorough. Oh, it's very thorough. Time. But they'll be here. Don't worry. They'll be here all right. What are you waiting for when they come?
The Clock will be heard again next week, same time, same station. Lawrence Clee is the author, and you heard Hart McGuire as the Clock. As Even Barry, you heard Lynn Murphy and Joe McCormick, and as Charles and the bartender, Frank Waters and Al Garcia. The Clock is directed by John Saul, a Grace Gibson radio production.